Doctor, question that's always bothered me and a lot of people, Mayflower combined with Philadelphia. No-brainer, right? Because this is where the Mayflower landed. Not so. It turns out Columbus actually set foot somewhere down in the West Indies. Little-known fact. How does the name Mayflower get up to the Quaker City?
Well, it wasn't actually Columbus, the Mayflower, as you probably remember, and he did land in Plymouth Rock.
Well, they landed several places because there's the Nina, the Pinta. There are a couple of them. They all landed in different places, but
not really.
Well, I'm not the historian. Let the people in the production booth deal with that one.
Really.
You're hypocrites, all of you.
You got a problem with what I'm saying, Larry? Untie your tongue and you come out here and talk, huh? Am I upsetting you, princess?
If Jesus hits on me one more time, I'm fucking out of here.
I remember it, you know. I always liked you.
Well, I always liked you.
I always liked you so much.
So, Mike, should we get together another time?
No, I'm sorry. It's, you know, I thought we'd have a really terrific time.
It was okay, Mike.
You were such a super lady.
Fez show. I'm Ron, there's Fez.
Hiya, buddies.
Yeah, the news is in. U.S. drops to Ghana. We are out of the World Cup.
Just completely out. Italy won. They kept up their end of the bargain in the USA's group. But the USA Out now. No second round.
All right, let's just try to give this some kind of scale. Fez, us being out of the World Cup so early, first round, better or worse than 9/11?
Better. Yeah.
Okay. All right, 866.
What do you think?
866 Ron Zero Fez. We lost to Ghana, Fez. I don't know where your American pride is. We lost to Ghana. It's like dropping a game to Chester High School. It's not where they don't have the funds we have. They don't have the money. There's no reason that they should be able to come up and do this. Although, good news for Earl. Earl, congratulations. Big Ghana win. If you watched that game today, everybody on the team looked like Earl. You, my friend, I know you don't know your exact background from Africa. I believe it's Ghana. When I was watching it, I'm yelling, score Earl, save Earl.
The Ghana Earls beat the USA today.
It's like seeing my brother a couple of times.
Were you, did you change halves like the president does at the Army-Navy game? Like you didn't know which team to root for?
Yeah, I had a half and half shirt on.
You're the only person happy today. All right, losing to Ghana, better or worse than 9/11?
Ooh,
it's tough to call, isn't it? Yeah, it's tough.
No, it's not. 9/11 was a lot worse.
Ghana. We lost the game to Ghana, Fez. And Italy went and won over the Czech Republic, which we thought was the greatest team of all time. And now I guess they're out too?
Yeah, Czech Republic is out as well. I think, what did they beat us? 3-0?
3-0, and it was a stomping. It was an ass-kicking. Just embarrassing. Here's Bruce. Bruce, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, why the fuck did anybody think that we could beat Ghana? Ghana beat the Czechs by 5, and the Czechs beat us by 3, so what the hell?
You know, that's no attitude to have. Take a look at the United States, and where the hell is Ghana? Where exactly in Africa is it?
I think it's the southern tip of Africa.
Is it tiny?
It's
it seems like a
country,
tiny country.
It's tiny, but I thought it was West Africa.
I think you're right. I think it's definitely West Africa, but...
And that very bulky peninsula that they have.
But what happened to that survival instinct when your back's against the wall? You know, it's that win or go home attitude.
Thank you, Earl.
Well, that last caller, he's got that whole cut and run attitude.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that attitude.
We can't win. Let's just get out.
Yeah. I don't know where we go with this now. I don't know where we go with U.S. soccer. This is the biggest disappointment.
Well, maybe at least all those fans can now take the American flag off of their backs that have been wearing them as Superman capes just to be like other World Cup fans over there.
It didn't look. I thought our fans were really into it. You don't like to see that?
I like to see the fans really into it. I don't like the flag being worn as a cape.
You know what? I'm going to start wearing one as a cape now and put the stars and stripes across my face. Here is Jackson. Jackson, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I don't know how, like, the U.S. soccer contingency can expect us to get into it when the U.S. team scores one goal on their own in the entire World Cup. The goal against Italy was an own goal, and everything in the other 3 games, we score one goal the entire World Cup.
Where do you
expect us to get into it?
Where do you see the headlines tomorrow when it says U.S. soccer sucks an ass pipe? And that really, I mean, that should be the Sports Illustrated. U.S. soccer sucks an ass pipe, and try to get one of those guys to get, rimming somebody. Oh, it's just an embarrassment. It's just, and Earl, all the best to you. You guys deserve to be there. You played well. Best of luck against Innerborough. I think that you're going to go on to the next day. I don't know whether you have Innerborough or Ridley. Wherever you're playing, I hope you do very, very well with it.
But we will see you again in 4 years, my friend.
That team looked like a family reunion.
Yeah. Here is Boom. Boom, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddies? How we doing?
Boom goes the dynamite.
And boom goes the dynamite.
There you go, Boom.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a history teacher.
I got my own radio show, so,
Oh, congratulations. I got some info on Ghana for you.
Not fucking sweating it. Go ahead.
Ghana is a West African nation. It's along one of those rivers over there.
They're
better known as they were a colony of Britain for a long time, and their claim to fame is that they traded gold for salt.
And it's very smart. Well, I guess if you need salt, you know what I mean? There's nothing you can do about it. Your body needs salt. Right now, too, I'm reading this over in the whole Wikipedia. It's the birthplace of gonorrhea. So I had no idea that. So congratulations, Earl.
That's the river there.
Hometown of the clap.
All right, buddies. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you later, history teacher.
Now they're rewriting the history of soccer.
Oh, one more thing, Boom. Don't try to sleep with the kids. It always ends up in the paper. I think if you're a teacher in this country and you think, hey, I'm going to fuck one of those kids, just remember you get caught every single time.
Now I want to visit Ghana and just take a big thing of Morton salt with me, as they're throwing their gold at my feet.
Here is Kevin. Kevin, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Go ahead, Kevin.
Here's the problem, guys. We got to start paying our brothers $10-20 million a year to play soccer. They'll quit playing basketball. Then our Africans can be their Africans.
All right, I don't want this to turn into a prejudice thing, but we do need to put more of an emphasis. This is a World Cup thing. And right now, do you think the world's talking about D-Wade? Do you think the world is going crazy because the Heat beat the hell out of the Mavericks? No, it's a big deal in Miami, but it means nothing in Ghana.
Yeah, this is the World Humiliation Cup. Just a big cup full of embarrassment now.
And what are we going to do? Try to explain to them? Oh, well, at least we do well in other sports. Not anymore. What happened to baseball? We lost that world event. What happened to basketball last Olympics?
Lost.
No, we do have Dwayne Wade playing in the next Olympic team. He's part of that. Who else?
I believe LeBron is going to play.
Kobe's going to play, too,
Kobe's
I think. So maybe we can put something together there. Something to be proud about.
I mean, I don't know. But what will the chemistry be? Because the last couple, they've had chemistry problems.
Yeah, I know. That's why you got to play all the time. Just blow off the pro seasons. Just work on this all the time. Fez and Earl, here's some Knickerbocker news.
White people are so scared of black people.
Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker, it's a real word. Larry Brown out. The brand new coach of the New York Knicks, Isaiah Thompson. Isaiah Thomas has done the worst job as a GM. Now says to himself, wait a minute, I bet we can even get more losses if I'm on the floor.
Seems like a Band-Aid on this situation, on this big, open, festering wound.
Band-Aid? What are you talking about? It's like putting the disease in charge. Believe me, he is not a Band-Aid. Earl, do you see anything? The only good thing I see coming out of this is now he'll be fired.
Exactly. That's the only good thing that's coming out. Is the same players are there.
Right.
The same attitude is there. They're just $40 million less now because they spent $40 million to buy out the contract.
Oh, I can't even think about that.
I mean, so Larry Brown's sitting on a bag of money, and the rumor already is out there that he's going to go to Charlotte to coach for Michael Jordan.
And probably do well.
And probably win.
And probably do very, very well.
I mean, the Dolans, they're winning kryptonite. Everything they touch just turns to crap.
The only way this will help the Knicks is now they'll be up in the sexual harassment suits. They'll be leading the league there.
All right, here's the question. Isaiah Thomas on the bench, coaching. Better or worse than 9/11? Fez.
Better than 9/11.
Earl?
Not really sure.
I say tie. I say it's an absolute tie. Earl's not sure whether or not that's a better word.
He has to think about the 3,000 dead.
Earl, really, here's the whole sentence. Earl's saying, I'm not really sure what you want me to say. That's the whole entire, that's the whole thing.
No, because Isaiah as a coach has been very hit and miss. So, I mean, he did great in Indiana, but couldn't get along with Larry Bird, so he got fired.
Earl, if they lose every game, you still think that that's worse than 9/11?
No, of course.
There you go. Here is Basher. Basher, you're on Ron and Fez.
All right, Ronnie, pick a city because a freaking city needs to burn tonight. If I get home at 6 o'clock, I better see a fucking fire in the city.
All right, I say Dallas. I mean,
I don't care.
Right now they're useless. Let's burn Dallas. If not, I'll chuck a Birmingham at you. Don't make me make up a list of cities. And I'm staring right at you, Pittsburgh. I know you're thinking blue state. Well, it ain't because of fucking you. It ain't because of you.
We may need to burn the whole country. And if you look at the news, half of it is on fire anyway.
You're really staying with the news lately, I noticed. You like the Weather Channel anymore.
Yeah, these wildfires, they frighten me. They get to me.
Well, butch up. You don't live near a tree. You're going to do fine.
What if the park burned?
You're okay for yourself. You still have a river between you and the park. The only way that you can catch on fire, Fez, is a tanker happens to hit that stupid little island of yours. All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Fez, did you watch the new Regis Simon Cowell show last night?
Oh, I watched that colossal waste of time. Oh, America's Got Talent on NBC last night.
You're out?
Yeah. In fact, I couldn't even stay with it for the whole hour.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. That whole Hasselhoff guy, come on. Come on, Simon. What are you thinking about hiring him?
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be there. At one time, he just did a sound effect for his vote. instead of even actually commenting on the act.
I gave it exactly 6 minutes and I'm out. Hey, John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Uncle Ron,
Yes,
I just
sir.
wondered how it feels to have a black man kissing your ass 24 hours a day. I never noticed it before, but a while ago, when you asked him about Ghana or wherever, southern tip of Africa, actually it's on the west coast, he will tell you anything to make you happy. He has no opinion.
Earl made a mistake today, and that's not an opinion. It's just a thing. I didn't know where Ghana was.
No, I made a guess. I didn't, I didn't make
You would think Johannesburg.
I made a guess. I didn't make a statement.
Earl, let me just ask you this. What's the word?
Johannesburg.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, Earl doesn't know everything about Africa. You don't know where your people come from.
No, I don't.
In Africa.
I don't know the extent of exactly where they're from.
I believe you're a Tutsi. If I had to guess right now, I'd think that you're a Tutsi.
Now, I've been told that it might be like Somalian, have a little Arab in me. I'm not.
You got no Arab in you, bro.
That's what I said. But
you can get that DNA test. I think Oprah had it done, and then you know what part of Africa you're from. Of course, Oprah found out that she's a Zulu, kings in her background. God forbid that she wouldn't have something that wasn't impressive.
Just a long line of queens and kings in her family.
It's just like when you meet people like here, and they're always like, yeah, well, I'm Irish, I'm Italian, and then I'm part Apache. No one is ever like, oh, I'm part Pueblo. It just, no one is ever from the pussy tribe.
Exactly.
They're always from the cool warrior tribe.
Nobody ever picks the mud of the heritage.
Earl, would you like that DNA test done?
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I've always.
They got to cut off a finger. That's the only bad thing.
But I like my finger.
Oh, that is definitely Somalian then.
You know, you want to know where your people are from, though, don't you?
No, I mean, I would love to know. I mean, I know.
So far, you just go back as far as North Carolina.
Yes, like maybe late 1800s. Maybe, and then
that's when it all went to
What
hell.
if your family was the last slave? The last slave to come in there. God damn it. Unbelievable.
Where is everyone else going?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to go to John. I'm not going to, no racism stuff. There will not be any racism stuff on the show today. I'm going to point that out to the other room. We're going to start nip it. Nip it in the bud. Nip it. Is that Don Knotts?
Yeah. The great.
It's amazing.
The great one.
It's amazing how good of a Don Knotts I do. I'm trying to think. I don't think I do one impression.
None at all?
Wait, I do Fez. Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm on broad-minded. And that's it.
That's not me.
You do a good Robert Duvall.
What?
I thought one time good Robert Duvall... maybe I was dreaming.
You were dreaming. I've never done a Robert Duvall impression. I would never fucking stop if I could do impressions.
Maybe you're thinking of Robert Duvall.
Sorry.
This is all I can do. I can't believe I'm on broad-minded.
Doesn't sound like me.
I didn't even say that was you.
Oh.
Was the one of the broad... You thought that was you?
Yes.
It's the one of the broad-minded girls.
Christine.
Why are you so into that thing with you? If he hears anything, he thinks it's him. He's so paranoid. Here, watch this. I'm just going to whisper something to Earl. Fez is a fag. Do you notice that?
All right, I heard that. I know what you said.
What was it?
You said Fez is a fag. You know that.
Wow. You are paranoid.
I am not paranoid. I have headphones on, and you whispered into a microphone.
Well, I was just setting up our Ozzie Guillen. Ozzie Guillen, Fezzy, the world champion manager, the greatest manager in the history of Chicago, the city of Chicago, and yes, I'm looking at both the Cubs and White Sox. Live in that shadow. Live in that shadow, Cubs fans. Because when we say the city of champions, we mean one. One team is champion. You're the city of champion. That's where you are right now. Ozzie Guillen's a little bit of trouble. Let's take a listen to the audio.
I know what to back up in Jay. He's a piece of you know what I mean? And what I say about what the word I use, I should say something different. I got friends in that community. I mean, it's just funny. I got a couple phone calls this morning about the guy who gave me her card, my wife's best friend, and they start laughing.
This is, he called a Chicago sports writer fag. And that's what I said to Earl, Fez. Nothing about you. I said Ozzie Guillen called a Chicago sports writer a fag.
Then I must have misunderstood.
Again. So now he comes back. He says it means something different in his country. it means coward, which it does in this country. It just coward, afraid of pussy. But I guess, there's this problem. But then he does the thing. The guy who cuts my hair is gay. Always got to bring that up. Like, that's your buddy.
Yeah, that is once that word gets out there, then it's how many. I have no problem with that lifestyle whatsoever. I know so many of them, just in day-to-day life.
If it ever comes up with me, I'm my partner. Hey, David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, man, I got to ask, what is Eastside Dave doing dreaming about you, bro?
Yeah, that's the truth, Dave. If you fucking ever have another dream about me, wake up and punch yourself.
Actually, I had a dream 2 days after our trip, and we were all in a pizzeria, but then Fez and Earl left, and it was just me and Ron were having pizza. It was such a great dream.
Yeah. In this dream, did you pay for once? That would be unbelievable. That would be an unbelievable dream, because that's a dream of mine.
In his dreams, they always end the same way. He's chasing rabbits. Get him, boy.
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Big Brother started last night, and I guess the stars were on the CBS show.
Yeah, that CBS morning show.
Who all was there today?
I'm not sure who was stopping by today.
All right, Indy Mike is keeping an eye on this for us. Earl, you're going to try to hook up someone to come on the show?
Yes.
Contact Indy Mike. He's got all the connections. He's my best buddy, Big Brother, this year. 20 people went up, Fezzy. 8 of them are going to hear the bad news.
Yeah, they're not going to make it into the All-Star house.
My problem is this. The people that you love to hate are not going to get in. You're not going to see a Mike Boogie enter the house. You're not going to see Will enter the house. You're not going to see that ugly, terrible girl from Pennsylvania enter the house.
Allison.
So that's the problem with the show. You don't want to have 12 nice people in the house.
Well, I think they've got their way around that because when the viewers vote, they only get to pick 6 of the 12.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, so CBS can pick 6 of those horrible, horrible people. I know that Allison, I completely forgot about her and what a horrible person she is.
Yeah.
I shuddered when I saw her show up last night on the special.
But she's great TV.
Oh, yeah, because she will do anything with anybody to try to get their vote.
That's a good thing, Fez, especially if you've got the and have you got this for us yet, Earl? So that we're watching the on computer 24 hours a day?
I'm getting the codes from CBS.
Perfect. You're on top of it today, brother. Today's Earl's day. Ghana wins, Earl wins. Everything's going to be better.
He's on a roll.
All right, now, this is the summer of Big Brother All-Stars 2006. Here's Indy Mike to give us some updates. How you doing, Mike?
All right, how are you guys?
How did you feel about the show last night?
There was no surprises because the CBS goofed up back at the beginning of the month and posted a poll on their site for about 2 hours that listed every one of those names.
Mike, is there anybody that you wish was coming back that they didn't put up?
I would have loved to see Eddie come, but I already heard that he was involved in a production company and stuff. There wasn't any surprises.
Yeah, some of the first season, just having Chicken George, who, by the way, I can't stand. Some of those other first season people would have been cool to see. Yeah. So CBS is going to pick 6.
And the viewers are going to pick 6.
Did they even say that last night?
3 men and 3 women.
I don't listen to
we pick 6, but they say, and this is what they say, that the 3 top male vote getters and the 3 top female vote getters on their website will automatically be entered, and then the producers will pick 3 more men and women, I assume.
So when they pick that, that's when we're going to get the Hellcats of the Navy, right? That's when you're going to get Jace and all those kinds of people.
Who knows? I have no idea. I have no idea who's going to get voted, and I don't even know how. And I hate to say how legit it is. I've already seen people out there saying how to automatically vote and stuff like that. So who knows who's going to get in?
One person I don't want to see is Cowboy. I'm going to go out on a limb.
I don't. Yeah.
I can't fucking stand that chinless one.
I don't want to see Cowboy, and I don't want to see his sister either, Nokomis. She didn't do much for me in the house. She was boring when I was watching her.
I don't like any of I like the chicks that get naked and the guys that start trouble and get drunk. There's my favorite. This is the greatest show, though. It's like a long chess match. That the game lasts 24 hours a day, and you can't leave the house. You never know what's going to happen. I love this show. I don't know why it doesn't do better with people.
I love watching it because I love watching how it really goes on with those live feeds that you talked about,
right.
And then you watch CBS, tell their tale and spin it and try to make it into a
right.
things that we know from watching and from reading what's really happening, and then we watch CBS try to make a big deal out of something that's just nothing.
And they get bananas in this house. You'll see a guy go to the chick, "You want to just see my dick?" And she'll be like, "Yeah." And you're watching this on the computer going, they are melting down. They're going insane.
I like it when anyone gets close to pushing the panic button. Yep. Where they're just in that emotional state and they're going to hit the airlock to get out.
They've talked a couple people out of it. A couple people were right, but no one's ever walked out of the house yet.
You remember, I don't know if you watched it, Big Brother 1, George almost had everybody convinced just to walk out of the show.
Yeah, he had a breakdown. He had everybody convinced. They were nuts. He's going, here's the key to the show. We all walk out together. That means we solve the riddle, and they give us all money. And, like, he got more and more adamant, and he was so excited about it. And then, like, they literally, the producers got on and going, George is out of his fucking mind.
Yeah,
you walk out, you get
They shut the feeds down and actually talked him out of it.
And he was a broken man after that.
Yeah.
But, Andy, Mike, you're right about players like Cowboy and Nokomis. And last night it was cracking me up to see them say, I get back in that house, my game is on. Yeah. I won't make these same mistakes again. I got used last time.
Now, see, I've been in touch with Erica since I talked to you yesterday. Actually, I was in touch with her beforehand, but I didn't want to say anything. But, she had that line last night about I'll wear a bikini again, and a couple people gave her some grief for that. And she said, look, they made me say that when they were...
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I find her kind of hot, though.
Yeah, well, she's one of the people that if Earl gets a hold of me, she said she'd talk to you guys. So. All
right, I want to bring them in because they're all going to be around the corner. So I'm going to put you on hold, and right. Earl's going to take your number.
All right, Earl.
All right, thanks. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to turn you guys on to the UK Big Brother. It kicks the shit out of the American version. It's unedited, uncut.
Yeah, I agree. I know exactly, and it's a gigantic show over there, Fez.
Yeah, every day, you'll get an hour a day of a...
Here's what we're starting to realize. Everything in the other countries is better than here.
There you go.
I don't know why we do things wrong. I don't know why we lose to Ghana.
From soccer to reality television.
All right, thanks, Chris. But, I can't... People try to go, oh, I want to send you these pictures. I don't know these people. I have to be able to watch all the time. That's where I have to be there right now.
I think with they did like a celebrity Big Brother version, and they even had like big British celebrity. Wasn't like Boy George part of that?
I have no idea. I live in the United States of America, Fez. Maybe you heard of us. 50 states pulled together, trying to make something happen. A couple times we shocked the world. Lately we've been backstroking. Soccer, Big Brother, I don't know what's going on.
I'd like to see some things get turned around.
Would you?
Yeah. Totally, I'm an American. I want to be proud of this country.
Are you willing to commit, though, or are you going to live on Roosevelt Island? I'm going to need you 3 weeks out in Arizona in a camp.
Doing what? How's that going to help America?
Secret. It's all secret society. Maybe it is time to restart the all-secret society. To find out who the real people are. Who the people are who want to get involved. Do you hear me, Dave?
Love the idea.
All right, you down?
Absolutely.
It'll make Fight Club look like dog shit.
Yes.
All right, Earl just come rushing in here with a paper. What do you got, Earl?
No, I just got his info back.
What do you got? News from Ghana?
No.
When's the party?
They're so excited the entire country's going to split a chicken.
Hopefully there'll be some salt for it.
I'm hungry. We got any salt or anything? Anything salty.
All we have is gold here, baby.
Hi, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you doing, buddy?
Good.
Yeah, what can we do for you?
Yeah, I was wondering if Marcellus gets picked, who's going to do the Big Brother chat online?
Very good point. Very good point. I used to watch the Big Brother chat online, too, where he would be dishing the dirt.
Last year, there was the first time we had subscribed to the live feed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
We were addicted to that thing.
People who don't have the live feed do not understand what a great show this is. You got to have the live feed.
I would get up like at 3 o'clock in the morning and watch it for like an hour. And then my wife, she would do the same thing. She would get up. Because when something good, like one of those contests where they had to like stay in that glass booth, I stayed up all night long, and I was like dead asleep the next morning at work.
You can get insane. It's like doing crack.
Are they up all the time?
They're up all the time. What they attempt to do is stay up all night drinking and then sleep as late as they possibly can. Can you imagine not to be able? It's 12 people. You're in a house. You can't leave. They give you a closed-in little yard. You can't see outside, and it's really small, tiny little pool. You can't leave there the entire summer.
And you have no contact with the outside world
Nothing.
at all. No news, no TV.
Even when 9/11 happened, one of the women lost somebody in 9/11, had no idea.
Ooh.
She had no idea.
Be like us, just being stuck in the office here for months.
Last year, I guess the hurricane hit, doing it right. They had no idea. So you'll hear them talking about things. I remember the Kobe rape happened to her that year, and they're all like, and you're watching them, they're like this, Kobe came into my restaurant with his wife. What a great guy. They're all bragging, because some of them are L.A. people, about how terrific Kobe is.
You know, one thing about the live feeds, if they show those damn fish, when something good is going on,
right,
we'll lose it.
Well, you know what? Here's when they'll do. They cut off for two reasons. One, if anyone starts to sing, because they don't want to pay the money. And two, when they start to go, hey, you know what the producers made me do? Yeah. Suddenly the fucking feed goes out.
I saw that. That's when the big brother comes over the loudspeaker. Yeah. Sometimes you get a little clip of that, like when they're saying, house guests, you need to go over and get ready for the immunity challenge or whatever, you know.
Yeah. House guests, this is a lockdown. 5 minutes to lockdown.
Hey, I wonder
fucking bedroom.
I wonder what they're going to be eating instead of PB&J this year. You know, they brought that up last night that there was something going to be worse than PB&J. Maybe ramen noodles.
I don't know.
Socks.
I'll tell you right now, you're not going to hurt me with the PB&J challenge. I could eat it easily.
I would go completely mad on that one.
You hate PB&J?
A week of it would absolutely kill me. Yeah. I have to go far in between on PB&J sandwiches.
How long could you go?
On PB&J?
Yes, Fez, that's what we're talking about. PB&J. I'm not bringing up anything else right now but peanut butter and jelly.
A day. I could last a day having to eat that. And then I would skip, like, dinner. I would have it for breakfast and lunch, and then forget it. I wouldn't even want my dinner knowing that was sitting there.
Earl, would it bother you?
What if you had, like, different jellies, like apple butter and strawberry and peach? It looks like
the whole thing wouldn't even bother me. What about you, Dave?
I could go about 200 hours on PB&J. I
don't
love
think
that.
It would bother me even slightly.
But if you didn't have milk, then that's worse than the worst Chinese torture of all time.
No, you get milk.
Okay, then 200 hours.
Wait, maybe you only get water. I don't know.
What you ought to do with Dave is see if he can eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every 60 seconds.
No, I'm not going to feed this son of a bitch. I'm not going to feed him. Thank you very much for calling. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. All right, we had a little blowout yesterday, but everything's back to normal now. How you feeling, Earl?
I feel all right. I feel very good.
Dave?
I feel great. I really do.
I know we've got a vacation coming up next week. I believe we all need it. I think we all need a little time out.
I'm ready for it.
And one of the other good things is I got an email about this. Fez, you've got a phone call. Mikey D said he would start helping and put together some of the producing papers for us and all. So that'll be cool, right?
Yeah, so he will handle researching, the guests so that the plugs are absolutely perfect.
No, he absolutely will not. He will not take one step. He will not help us under any capacity. That fuck.
All right, easy.
Pat yourself down a little bit.
Didn't you just get out of trouble?
Yeah.
Then relax and remember the talking to that.
I don't think we need any more help is all I was trying to say.
See, that is a normal way to talk. But let me tell you, that could be discussed. When you're in big boy voice, all that could be discussed. When you lay on your back and start kicking the feet and pulling at your red hair is when things get crazy.
When you get that adamant about something, Eastside Dave, then I think, must be a good idea. If you get that upset about it.
Here's Kenny. Kenny, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to be eating tuna fish sandwiches in Big Brother. That's my guess.
Fucking crush it. Wouldn't even bother me. Would not bother me. Take your head out of it a little bit. It's going to be... Could you do that one, Earl?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How many days in a row? Could you go a week on nothing but tuna fish?
Yeah, I could do a week.
Dave?
Yeah, about 3 weeks, but I always need 7-Up or Sprite with tuna fish.
You're going to get the beverage you want. I'll have Mikey D drop it off.
No,
when he does
fuck it.
He'll do the research.
Fuck it. No, then screw the tuna fish. It's not going to happen. No.
Don't be this way.
No, I have to.
Now we had a fight yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
A solution has come up. I'd stay open to it.
Mikey D on his message was that if he did the research on the guests that come in, there will not be one single mistake. Guaranteed. I won't have to worry about it ever again.
I'm going to tell you right now, I believe him. I believe him.
Well, he's never let me down in that area before.
I sincerely doubt that Mikey D will get things correct. I can promise you there would be more fuck-ups than Earl and I combined.
That would be hard. That's hard to believe.
That's going for a record right there. So I don't know. I mean, he was very insistent about it. He says he can help.
He can.
He wants to. He's eager to help.
If helping means instigate, that's what he can do. If helping means agitate, he can do that as well. But he can't help.
But the hardest thing to do is to book the guests.
Yeah, that is kind of true, Fez. Not to go and get the research on where they're going, but...
Oh, yeah, he just wants to take over once they're booked.
Yeah. That's not exactly producing. Earl is doing the hardest thing. And you get... I will say this, Earl. You get zero credit for that. You've turned this show around. You get some very, very cool guests.
Yes, thank you.
You okay? A little sick?
I'm allergic. There's something in here that is just... I don't know if it's like that Febreze or something. It's driving me crazy.
All right, get back in your hellhole. Get back in your hellhole and live. Yeah, he did come up with a good point, Fezzy. The more difficult thing to do is to book.
No, I don't think he did.
That's what? That's not difficult? To book the guest?
Booking guests is very difficult. Earl does a great job.
Yeah.
But what about the research?
What were you going to say?
What I was going to say is, Mikey, it's just, he thinks he can do things that he can't do. He thinks that he knows how to do things, and he doesn't know the ins and outs. He doesn't know how...
remember, we just went through a problem, and you're out of the woods, so we're going to all be happy and nice.
Earl works like a donkey, and I don't think...
Is that good or bad?
On Hell's Kitchen, it's bad.
I'm just saying, he's stubborn, he's hardworking. I don't think Mikey has it.
All right, well, we put it out there. Both of you guys say no, it's no. But I thought, here's a chance for you to get out of the woods. Earl, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, we work things out, and I think we can definitely...
More Febreze? Would you like some more Febreze in here?
Job.
Glass of it?
Luke, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you?
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey, get me in the secret society. What do I got to do? Tie my nutsack to my chin. What do I got to do?
All right, first of all, Luke, we're not going to be talking about an all-secret society. Whether it even exists or not, you're not going to hear a Fez or I say.
No, why would we put that information up on a satellite for everyone to hear?
Thank you. Earl, are you part of any all-secret society?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a big-ass thing. The big-ass thing.
The what?
Here's Larry. Larry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, Fez, I went into the Barnes & Noble the other day and asked for a taste of lemon, and the lady told me to go to the grocery store.
Fez doesn't know what he's talking about when he's promoting
He doesn't know what I'm talking about?
And there is some talk about pulling Fez off of that.
What?
You haven't gotten it right in quite some time.
But that's not my fault. I'm being handed bad information.
That sounds just like Earl. That's the same exact excuse that blew us up on Earl yesterday. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies,
yeah.
I want to know, since Mikey D is going to be doing all the research and booking all the guests, could he also get the phones fixed?
I would not mind putting Mikey D in front of getting the phones fixed.
You want to start digging trunk lines?
Dave, you at least good with that one?
Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Mikey D will not enter this beautiful XM facility and dirty it up.
All right. Take it down a notch. It was an opportunity to give you guys some help.
I don't think he's prepared.
We're all on the same page.
I just don't think he's prepared.
But don't you agree the phones need to be fixed?
Yes, but not Mikey.
Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Buddies.
Yeah.
Big Brother challenge, nothing but chili. Maybe broccoli.
That would be a rough one.
I'd rather have chili than the peanut butter and jelly.
You would eat chili for a week.
Other than peanut butter and jelly? Yes. Give me the spicy beans, my friend.
Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Please, you guys were getting on to Earl and Dave again. Please don't get into it again. It was so uncomfortable yesterday. It was like sitting on the couch when your buddy
Jeremy,
is getting
Jeremy, Mommy and Daddy still love you. Even when we fight, we still love Jeremy. You're still our baby boy. Now,
it wasn't like listening to Mom and Dad.
Now you're going to get 2 bedrooms, Jeremy. Now you're going to get 2 bedrooms. And you're going to eat at McDonald's more than you ever did before. You're going to go to ball games and Six Flags.
Why don't we take you to the store and look at that race car bed for you?
And then later, you're going to meet Daddy's new girlfriend and hear odd noises coming out of the room in the middle of the night.
You're going to like Tiffany.
Here's Sean. Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. Good to talk to you again. Hey, I just wanted to find out, I wanted to let you guys know, and this isn't comparing the shows by any means, but Earl he's so amazingly underrated in the past, say, 6 months or so. The variety and the caliber of guests you guys have had versus O&A is amazing. And I know O&A is a different show, and they don't rely on guests as much, but he's done an awesome job. I just want to say that. And I got one other thing. Listening to BL yesterday, I got an idea for a show for you guys.
Sure.
You need to put her and Crazy Jen and Dave all together on their own channel on XM. Call it Cringe Radio, call it Douche Chill Radio, whatever you want. But that is one troubled woman. And I think the three of them can all just sit there and irritate one another, and we can make a reality show out of it.
You know what, Sean? First of all, for trying to help the program, you're going into the big-ass prize closet. What's he win, Fez?
He's going to get a copy of the Ramones' Greatest Hits, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment. The CD contains 20 songs by the Godfathers of Punk. The CD's in stores now. You can go to rhino.com.
Rhino.net.
Thanks, buddies.
But listening to BL yesterday, she is so much like Crazy Jen. And these two have never met each other. They came from 2 different periods in our life. Obviously, I mean, I have spent my life just as a bug light for maniacs that have come shooting towards me ever since I was a kid. I can't explain it. It must be the opposite of lucky, whatever that would be called. But I just have these maniacs attracted to me. Those two, it was like, I felt like it was Maury Povich and the mom, the retarded mom, had to give up a baby years ago and now could meet her retarded daughter.
Those two should do a show called The Squawk Box, because it just sounds like 2 crazy people squawking.
John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, we're down here at the Saturn plant down here in Spring Hill.
I got my own radio show.
And y'all are getting it all cranked up and helping our shift go by a lot faster.
I'm glad to hear that, bro.
I'd like to see Mandiza host the Big Brother episode.
I would not mind if we ever get a Big Brother All-Stars. I'd love to see Mandisa from American Idol involved in that.
Yeah, you get a...
Now, I understand that one of the Big Brother idols has bulimia. Is that Mandisa, Fez? Is she suffering from bulimia?
No, that's not Mandisa that has that. In fact, if there's an opposite of bulimia, she has it.
Well, now we're going with the opposite thing. Twice in 70 seconds.
Filmer.
All right, thank you very much, bro. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, this, I guess, is the girl who finished second. Says she suffered from bulimia. Not last year, from what I ever saw.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 years ago, Catherine McPhee.
I don't know. Have you seen any of those pictures of her that make her look like a skeleton?
No, where they show the montage of her growing up. There's no sort of really, really thin era in her life.
I'd say she's one of the thickest young ladies that's ever grown up in America.
I guess that's what they mean by the McFever, bulimia.
All right, here's our buddy Mikey D. How you doing, Mikey?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Cool. How are you?
I'm all right. I just, figured I'd lend out my hand and do some research. I didn't, actually say I would book guests. I can get a couple of guests. But
Ken Berry?
I always can get Ken.
Yeah, I know.
But, I just wanted to do that. But, now I'm totally, as far as Dave is concerned, I'm banned from XM. I can't come.
I don't even want to get into this. I know he's had a couple of days down there meeting about things, so I'm going to pull him back. The guys weren't comfortable with you helping out at this time.
Okay.
But how's everything else in your life?
What can I say? I was sick a little.
Uh-huh.
you know, but Lene wants to come by, so I just wanted to make sure, like, I wasn't banned or anything, to bring at least Lene in.
Well, I'm not going to get into it on the air why Dave is angry about the other stuff, but we'll work something out when it's time for Lene to stop back.
All right.
Okay, buddy?
All right, I don't want to cause any problems, but if you need help, you guys know that I'm meticulous. I can be there for you.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.
Mikey D, good friend of ours, Fezzy, friend of the show, has always been there for us. There's a little problem between him and the boys, but you know what I always like to say? Time is on our side.
It seems like a hard offer to turn down, too, though. Like, maybe, maybe down the road that offer's not going to be there for Mikey D to help.
But you gotta feel like whatever everybody wants to do, they want to do. I know there's some people I like on the show that you don't like. There's people you like on the show that I don't like. You like Dave and Earl on the show. I'd rather we didn't, but I let you go. Here is Jake. Jake, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, gentlemen, great show.
Yeah, I was telling Fez that this morning on the way in. It's almost amazing.
Sorry, since Mikey D is taking over so many texts, are you going to allow him to take some of Dave's money, since he's stealing anyway?
Here's what I want to do, Jake, all of us. We're not going to get Dave upset. I've pushed him back away from the microphone, and I did not want that to turn into a screaming match with Mikey like we promised, and you didn't, did you, Dave?
No, I didn't want that.
Yeah. And you know what I saw here with him? Little maturity. A little maturity. You were on the bubble last week. Now you're what? Now you're back
inside it.
Right. You're inside it.
Still seems fragile, though.
You're inside it like a good witch, and you're just floating around and enjoying your life.
Is that any safer, being on the inside, than standing on the outside?
Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I want to know how to be able to go old school. Hoo-ah.
Something I can't talk about right now. As a matter of fact, it is secret. It's actually a secret society. Whether or not it even exists, no one knows. No one has any idea. Nerve-wracking. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think the show needs any more help. I think it would be a mistake to bring anybody else in there. I think Dave and Earl are going to do a fantastic job once they get the few quirks worked out that you guys have going. Too many chefs in the kitchen just creates a problem, you know.
You know, when I say too many chefs in the kitchen makes more food, and that's always a good thing for me.
Yeah, in some ways it is, but I think what you got going is a good thing, and I think with a little time and patience and a little persistence, it's all going to work out, and the show's going to come out to be a much better show. And
I appreciate it. I don't even want to get into all this. Yesterday it got ugly, and it's sad because the four of us do try to have teamwork. We had a nice trip together. Connect 4, we came up with a champion. I forget who it was.
It was you.
Thanks. Now
you beat me in the finals.
Yeah, now I remember. Undefeated champion. But everything was going well until the end of the show yesterday, and then we all left here kind of in a bad mood, and Dave had a sleepless night. Earl, did you sleep much last night?
Not at all.
I slept like a rock. I don't know why. Oh, job security probably did it for me. Just knowing that I have a guaranteed contract, probably I slept like a baby. Anyway, that part doesn't matter who slept and who didn't. The point is we do want to have a good team and everybody get along, Fez.
I'm in favor of that.
Yeah.
I'll vote for it.
Now, you were angry yesterday. I was laid back. Then I started getting angry. Two things got me angry. Number one, Dave throwing Earl under the bus instead of just shutting up. And number two, when you said that fucking Larry Clark looked daggers through you, I totally missed that. I felt like I had a nice time with him. If I felt out he gave you a bad fucking look, I'd have put a thumb in his goddamn eye. I didn't even bring up the pedophile thing with him. I'm going out of my way to be nice. So that had me angry, and then there was no getting back.
Right, and Larry Clark, yeah, his head just jerked at me.
Now, I don't know whether it did or not, because no one else saw it. And you have a tendency, Fez, we talked about this, to blow things out of proportion.
Yeah, but I can feel eyes on me. I know. I was looking right at him when he brought it up. I saw his face.
Well, you also gave out the wrong information.
Yes, that's true, which was given to me.
Dennis, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I just want to know what's so hard about Fez's job that he can't do his own homework. I mean, during these interviews, you know, you pretty much carry the whole thing on your back, and Fez just interjects with...
well, wait a minute. That's not exactly fair there, Fez. Would you feel better doing your own homework or some of this stuff? The way that Earl gets it may be correct when he gets it, but it has to be double-checked.
Yeah, I mean, in Fez's defense, that's my job. That's part of the gig, and I'll say it again. I made a mistake. I made a big mistake.
But here's the point. Even when you get the information, because you're getting it from the studio or a publicist, doesn't mean that's what the guest wants out there. You know what I mean? Like, XM might want to go, oh, you know, Jim Norton is on his show, make sure you bring up 202, blah, blah, blah. But then he may also want to mention Lucky Louie or any of his dates. I'm just saying, when a guy that we know that goes around and does different appearances, he's got more than one thing to plug. And so that happens sometimes.
Right. The guest has to be the final stop on what the plug's going to be.
No, absolutely. And that was my mistake. That was an omission on my part.
It's all taken care of. Everything has been seen. That's something that Mikey D is going to be checking out from now on. Mikey D will be in charge of that.
No, he can't be doing that.
I know. I used to say that to kid you.
No, that's our job, though.
I know. I heard you earlier. We put it out there.
Okay.
Fezzy, you and I are going out and having lunch with Mikey D, I think, next week or the week after.
Oh, that sounds good.
Maybe in 2 weeks or something like that.
I love a lunch.
I believe it's his treat. I don't know whether we're going to Bobby Flay's or where exactly. One of our normal haunts that we'd like to go out and have some lunch.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of stars behind that restaurant's name.
I do want to point this out. There is a Palm in New York. Also, has anybody been to is it Nobu 57th?
Yeah.
Is it Nobu or Nobu?
It's Nobu.
I've never been to that place.
Neither.
Sushi place, Fez.
Oh, I want to go there. Yeah, put that down for Mikey D lunch.
Like a grown-up say it. Like we're a couple of adults, and then you go, look, this would be a good idea, all right? We'll try to get. And then it's right down the street, Nobu.
I would love to go to Nobu.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Here is, I don't want to go to that, I don't want to go to that, I don't want to go to that, I don't want to go to that. All right, so I don't know. I know we're still, Dave is going back and forth doing things. This Italy game is a full replay, or what is it?
Yeah, this is a replay of the game that happened earlier this morning.
All right, let's take a break here, Fez. We're all friends again. We're all good on good terms. So we'll use this opportunity, take a little break. We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
Show. I wanted to thank everybody who came down to hang out with us in D.C. All the guys from RonFez.net, especially Mikey Boy. I think they're going to start to put together some parties over the summer, too, Fez. Get the old kind of Bar 9 gig going.
All right, I'm in favor of that, too. I'll show up there.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ.
This happened, a situation while I'm on vacation. The vacation that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, what's going on?
I'm going to Florida. We got a surprise party going on for my parents' 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Although the surprise has now been ruined. One of my mother's friends from church called her up and said, "Looking forward to your big party on the 7th of July.
Oh, gee, how long have you guys been planning this?
This has been in the works since last Christmas. So it's been like a 6-month thing of trying to figure out when out-of-town relatives could be here for it and that sort of thing. So, yeah. So now, cat out of the bag. It's done. All it took was one big mouth and it's over with.
Couldn't you guys fake it and act like, no, nothing's happening?
Yeah, we'll probably try to do that, but, once my mother has her, teeth into something like this, she knows it's coming. There's no way to get around it. I don't know why people have to open up their big yappers.
Well, she's an old lady, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's, you know how they get.
I know, but it says on the invitation, it's a surprise. Don't say anything. Don't let on.
But what is the woman, in the 70s?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you just do what the only thing left to do? You take her out, and that's the end of it. She's not part of it now. She's not going to this party on the 7th.
That would be perfect, because she's such a good friend of my mother's that this would kill her if she wasn't able to attend.
Did anybody call her? Any of you and your brothers and sisters call her and say, what have you done?
No.
Just letting it go?
Yeah. I said my sister found out from my mother, who told my sister after she got the call from the blabbermouth.
How did your sister handle it?
My sister was just like, oh, great. Tried to blow it off with my mother, that sort of thing. Well, we'll see. Maybe, started all of a sudden talking to my mother like she's a 3-year-old. Maybe you're getting a party.
Here's AJ. AJ, you're on Ron and Fez.
Oh, I was just wondering if Mikey D helps out. Do you think he can update the pad data faster than Earl can? Because it still says Dave Graveline into tomorrow on it.
All right, I'm going to let you know that because Earl is training the redheaded stepchild today. You forgot about pad data there, Dave?
During the commercial breaks, I did forget about it, yes. I thought I went back to it automatically.
It's all training, so don't worry about it. Now you're learning something.
That's my mistake.
Yeah. But it's driving... Earl, I see Earl pacing back and forth. Is this the type of thing that drives you nervous because you feel a little out of control?
All right, man, hold on. No, that was my fault, because that's one thing I should have been telling them all the time, to just keep an eye out on the pad data. So, my fault.
These guys are just, they can't be nicer now.
It's so different from yesterday. Now everyone's taking responsibility.
Kenny, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Hey, Fez, I think you should punch that old lady right in the face.
That was my initial thought.
Just bring a video camera, because I want to see it.
Fly to Florida early, and then punch her right in the mug.
But don't you feel like old people, they're almost like little kids? Like, maybe they shouldn't let... First of all, I got to tell you for myself, I don't like surprises. I would not be happy if my kids ever put together a surprise for me. I have the feeling your mom's probably the same way, right?
Oh, my mom likes that attention that comes with a surprise party.
Yeah, but now she can be nice and dressed up for it.
Yeah. Well, you're absolutely right with the older people being like little kids, because those are the ones that would get excited about a big party to go to.
Luke, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
So now that USA is out of it and Earl has found his brethren, is the Ron and Fez show officially supporting Ghana?
Well, I don't know whether we're going to officially get behind another team. I know we talked with Darren in England about this. It's awful when Americans start acting like, well, here's who I choose in World Cup. Your team is America. We should all feel bad about that. Now, I have no problem with them going out and enjoying watching other games, but I don't like when Eastside Dave starts to say we, like he did about the Dallas Mavericks.
When he's referring to Ghana.
I do like when a team beats you that they go on and win the championship, because that way you were beat by the champions. But I can't imagine getting too involved now.
But I'm definitely rooting for Germany, because I hope that they win for Nowitzki, like in honor of him. So that's going to be my World Cup team no matter what. I'm jumping on their bandwagon.
I got 6 million reasons why I don't support Germany, Fez. 6 million. 6 million souls snatched away.
That was a bad, terrible event.
You think it was? You think that was an awful thing, Dave?
I mean, it was a terrible event, yeah. But you can't hold a soccer team responsible for that.
I hold that soccer team, I'm going to go so far as now that Hitler's dead, solely responsible. And that country, I liked them when they were broken up. Putting Germany back together, ridiculous. That's like going, oh, let's put gasoline and fire back together. I think enough time has passed that yes, let's bring gasoline next to its brother fire and let them sit together. Who is fucking stupid enough to let East Germany and West Germany get back together and form a superpower? It's insane.
Oh, this time it'll be fine.
Paranoid, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, how are you?
We are fine, pal. How are you?
I'm sorry that I asked that. Listen, it was just a nervous response.
It's okay.
I was sitting here thinking, how do I start off? Hey, man, you guys threw a hell of a party in D.C. Thank you very much for allowing me to come down there and hang out with you guys.
Well, it was a pleasure to see you.
You guys always have a fun time live. Ron, I was wondering if you wanted to come back down Tuesday and maybe go over to XM with me and, you know.
You have a meeting with some of the brass, some of the ideas that you put together. Fez and I put you together with a very high-ranking XM official, and it's going to go fine for you.
I'm real nervous, and I was just hoping maybe you could spot me and maybe go in for me.
You just go and be yourself, pal.
Broke my ankle. Maybe you could do this just one time for me. Maybe.
Your ankle's not broken.
Well, all right,
personally,
buddy.
I love an interview. I always find it interesting. I don't know why some people act like, but me, I don't want a job. That's one of the reasons why I'm able to interview better than most people.
You have any advice, tips, like tuxedo?
No. Dress the way, you know, I mean, they tell you even though, you know, it shows a little respect if you get dressed up. You know, he knows that you're a radio guy, but dress any way you want.
You know, Ozzy bit a dove's head off on his interview.
And it works.
Right?
I mean, people, I think during the worst thing that you can do during an interview is go there and be stiff. I don't want people who come in here and start calling me Mr. Bennington. I want people who look like that they're loose and ready to go.
Kick in the fucking door and just take over.
Don't act like a maniac. Be like a regular guy.
Yeah, don't kick anything.
Be like a good guy. But say to yourself, this is what I do before every interview. I could give two fucks whether I get this job or not. Makes it easier. I'll talk to you later, Perry.
Thanks, guys.
All right, peace.
Good luck, buddy.
Now, one of the things that I do, Fez, is I do a lot of interviews for jobs I don't want. I show up places, and that way you become good at the interviewing process. And it's almost like being on the punk TV show. I've showed up. I've just went and looked in the one ads, seen a job there, called, can I get in and get an interview? Shown up before, T-shirt and jeans with the six-pack. I just had the six-pack with me, and I'll put my feet up on the desk, pop open a beer, start talking to them about it, till they'll finally kick me out. But it gives you a feeling of power.
It's such a liberating feeling.
I've shown it at the hospital to try to be a surgeon. And I go, I'll work for free the first week, totally free. If I ruin the operation, someone dies, don't pay me. But if I do what I think I'm going to do, and I get the spinal injury repaired, I want to see some cake coming my way. I want a little gravy for Mr. B.
Ever a hospital that goes for that sort of thing?
No, but it's hysterical to deal with the whole thing. And I'll even say, you know, they'll ask me about my schooling. I go, I did not have time for schooling. What does it matter? I'm telling you I'm an operating son of a bitch. I'm telling you I can get the job done. I've shown up at the airport before with the six-pack offering to land planes. I go, let me go in there now for an hour and a half. If anything fucking crashes, I'll walk away and never come back here. You'll never see me before. But if I come up with a new system that lands planes quickly, efficiently, let's start to head some fucking gravy my way. So things happen.
Well, you don't have the credentials or the resume, but I would think they got to appreciate
What's that going to cost you? That costs you nothing. If I'm wrong, no money exchanges hands. If I'm right, I'm in the catbird seat.
Yeah, but if you're wrong, planes crash and, you know, people are permanently injured.
You know, nothing is...
from botched operations?
Nothing in this world is guaranteed, my friend. Nothing at all is. You want to think outside the box? That's me. I'm willing to do this. But in all honesty, interview as much as you can in this world. And purposely follow my thing and interview for jobs that you do not want. Or when you already have a job, that's when you're at your most secure. You know how when people go in there like, well, how much do you want to make? And they're afraid to say?
Right.
Go in there, you already got a job you like, go in there and ask for fucking crazy figures. I'd like to make $600,000 this year working here at the school as a custodian. I have no experience except for a deep belief that I can pull this off.
Well, I guess enthusiasm has to count for something.
It'll get you feel more comfortable with yourself, Fez. And you say a lot of times you get nervous, right?
Oh, totally.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you get nervous?
I don't know. I get nervous around people that I don't know. I get nervous. I start sweating.
You know when people don't feel nervous?
When?
When the other guy feels nervous. Walk into a job. Walk into a bank job. Say that you want to be a teller. Put a fucking 38 on the table and go like this. Nothing else. I guarantee we don't lose a penny while I'm here. I'll blow a fucker away. And you'll see them, you'll see them think, I'm not in charge. Even though I have the suit and tie, he's the one in charge. Sal, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Yeah, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey.
Yes, I know that you're a huge fan of Cash Cab, right?
Love the show.
I was on it yesterday.
Where did you get picked up by the Cash Cab?
I got picked up at 86th Street and Broadway.
Uh-huh.
And I was heading down to 48th Street and 9th Avenue. And I got in a Cash Cab. And I won $800. And then I was going for the double or nothing. I won $1,600.
Fucking A, way to go. I know most people are afraid to double down. You gotta do it. Take the video challenge 100% of the time. How long did the whole process take you?
It was about 30 minutes, and then they had me sign a paper that they said I could release so they could put it on the TV.
We're trying to get him to come in, and he said they would do it when they're not shooting. You know, yeah. I guess they shoot like 2 weeks on, they take 2 weeks off. Yeah. We met him at a restaurant. Great guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy.
Well, and did you actually leave with the cash?
Yeah, he gives you the cash, everything. They just gave me $1,600 cash.
Where'd you go? Straight into a bar and get fucked up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what I do. I would be drunk, even though, you know, I'm part of a certain program I can't mention. I wouldn't care. I would be drunk within 35 minutes of leaving the cash cab with that money. Within 2 hours, I'd be in jail. Yeah. All right, Sal.
I celebrated with all my friends.
Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
All right. Take it easy. Another lucky winner on Cash Cab. If Charles Bukowski can win in Cash Cab, I believe you can as well.
You got to do the double down because here's the thing: if you go for the double or nothing and don't get it, you still had your cab ride. You weren't expecting anything in that cab ride anyway. You weren't expecting to get into a cab and win prizes or cash.
The problem with these people is they don't trust the show yet. They're not used to the show, and they think, you know, that question could be really hard, and like you've been greedy or whatever. So they don't know yet. Here is Melissa. Melissa, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the surprise party thing. Somebody really screwed up mine. I guess my mom was trying to throw me one for my 21st birthday.
Yeah, Fez is very depressed. Somebody ruined his mom's surprise party.
Yeah, somebody tried to ruin mine, too. I guess my mom sent faxes to my work when I was off one day, and the idiots at work put a flyer in every single mailbox, so when I got to work the next day, I found my flyer for my surprise party.
Should have sued him. Your mom should have sued those people.
People don't think. The only people that the surprise is important to are the people that are throwing the party. The ones that are invited, they just know they're getting eats. That's it.
Sorry, Fez. This costing you a lot of cake, too, right?
Oh, this is costing me a lot.
Why do you gotta act like that? Like, oh.
Yes,
yes
it
or
is.
no? Why do you act?
Oh, yeah.
But like it's destroying you.
Maybe.
Where if we found out the figure, I'm sure it wouldn't be. But, you know, I'm sad for you because I know that you really wanted to do it. Jerry, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Fez, I got an idea for you.
He needs one.
Okay. Move the party up a day and don't tell the old lady.
Fez, we got a lucky winner. Jerry has come up with a plan. I like, rather than move it up a day, move it back a day. Move the fucker back a day so she's all dressed up the day before. Excited.
See, we can't move it because we rented the place already.
You tell them what's happening. Make the opportunity. Make things happen. This is a great chance for it to be even better. Or, since you got that hall,
right?
You show up, oh, shit, Mom, nobody showed. Nobody showed for your day. All right. Then you get back home, everybody's fucking there and going crazy. You got kegs. You got hookers. Fucking piles of coke. Make something happen, Fez.
I'll lose the deposit on the room if we move it out of there.
You ought to, though. You ought to think about that. Keeping this exciting. Tell Jerry what he won right here on Cash Cab.
You're getting a DVD copy of Chuck Berry, Hail, Hail, Rock and Roll. This 2-DVD set includes original film featuring Chuck Berry, Keith Richards, Eric Clapton, many others, more than 2 hours of bonus features, all from Imagine Entertainment. That's in stores now.
All right, very nice. Nice prizes you're coming up with, too, Earl. Hey, Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Fezzy, when the old lady spoiled your mom's surprise party, did she say, it's surprise enough with our age that we get up in the morning? Because it sounds a lot like a Sopranos episode from back in the day. You might be making this whole thing up.
You know what? I was thinking it seemed familiar. You're just telling a Sopranos story as your own.
No, there was an actual surprise party coming up July 7th.
For Big Pussy?
No, for my mother.
Big Pussy?
Rude and rude.
I never know what you mean by that when you say rude and rude. Wouldn't it be just rude?
No, it's like twice as rude. So it's rude and rude. It's both.
Robert, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I got to call bullshit on that guy about the cash cab deal.
Yeah, why's that?
I read an article about that. They don't give out cash. They take back the cash they hand out and they write checks. And some of the fares are prearranged, just like signing up for a game show.
Is that right?
Yeah, it sounds like Fezzy's research screwed up again. I don't know.
All right, Fez, I need you to know things, bro.
I didn't research this.
You should. Anything that comes up on this show. Are you supposed to be the expert?
No.
How'd you get this job? What happens? Hey, Dave.
Yes.
You still in the Earl seat?
Yes, I am.
You feel comfortable with it?
Yes.
How much longer is this experiment going to go on? Earl, here's my problem. I see his big face in the window just smiling at me and giving me thumbs up like somehow he's happy with the show. I mean, I'm glad you're taking a little break, but I can't look at that mug. I don't know whether you can get him a luchador mask or some kind of a party mask. I can't look at that face.
Rojo Libre.
Here's Neil. Neil, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Fezzy, I had a surprise party for my mother's 60th birthday, and we completely pulled the surprise up, and she fucking hated it and walked out.
I'm not real big into surprises. I don't like the idea. I like to be part of whatever the hell's going on.
I think my mother's going to enjoy this.
Well, that's because the surprise is ruined.
Oh, yeah, now. So, but I think she would have liked it even if, the plans got pulled off the way they were supposed to.
Michelle, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, boys. How are y'all today?
Yeah.
And let me say, I'm so glad you're not fighting anymore. But anyway, a little while ago, you were talking about just showing up somewhere and being whatever the venue required.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of years ago, I was doing research, and they sent me to a hospital, and the people in the hospital gave me a white coat and a clipboard. So I'm walking around the hospital doing my little research. Somebody thought I was a doctor and pulled me into the emergency room to help with this. I don't even know what kind of accident it was, because I took one look at the person on the gurney and just hightailed it out of there. But
why didn't you at least try?
What?
Why didn't you at least try?
Why don't I try? Well, first of all, I got this thing about blood. I'm not real happy about it. And
Work through your fear, honey. That's my thing. Whenever I go to an emergency room and I pretend that I'm working there, I see a lot of stuff I don't like. But then I also see a lot of breasts and vaginas. So it's going to make up for it.
Well, unfortunately, I didn't. I saw a lot of things, but I didn't see any penises. I might have stuck around if I did, but I didn't. But I'm convinced if you go just about anywhere and carry a clipboard and look official, that you could pretty much get your way into anything to do anything.
Every time, I'm in a store and somebody walks in, I always go, "How can I help you?" And when they start asking me things, I go, "I don't work here." I just have that funny, uncomfortable moment. But just try, "How can I help you?"
Well, maybe you should say, we take all kinds of credit cards. How many do you have in your wallet, and can I see them?
Right, just go through all kinds of stuff. But enjoy life a little bit. Earl, I want you to start trying this with me. Go to a store later and just say, "How can I help you?" to people.
Oh, okay. I always get mistaken for a cop for some reason, to a point where I give up. I just go with the gimmick now. I was at a Yankee game, and I was standing in the runway, and this cop just walks up and goes, he gave me the cop nod, and I went, I just gave it back to him, and everyone's like, "Do you know that guy?" I'm like, "No, I don't know him." But
I do have a badge too, as you know, and occasionally I'll just flash that and say, "Break it up." No matter what people are doing, they're talking, let's break this up and move them along. Another thing that I've done, and this one it kind of backfired a little bit. You know, we get a lot of foreign people that are vacationing here in New York City. I took a foreign family, into a furniture store and told them that they could live there.
Okay, see, yeah, that one, they're going to actually think they can. Mm-hmm. And they're going to think they've, found a very comfortable place to stay in this country.
Right, and then they would, in broken English, yell at other people that were shopping for furniture, "Get out of my room." So it was somewhat odd. Wade, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, how are you, buddy?
That's a question I'm not willing to answer.
I'm sorry, Matt. Just want to let Fezzy know, man, that surprise birthday parties can be bullshit, man. My wife threw one for me. I found it on the Friday night in the paper at an open house at my own house. I sat up till 4 in the morning finishing off hardwood flooring in my fucking living room to make her happy for the party.
Yeah, that drives you crazy. It's always for the other people and not for you. Here's David. David, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Ron. How you doing, buddy?
That's information I'm not willing to give out right now.
I hear you. Hey, I think you ought to send Fezzy into the prize closet. That Rojo Libre comment was the funniest thing I've heard all day.
Fezzy?
All right, I'm going to pick up a copy of the Ramones' Greatest Hits, courtesy of Rhino and Rhino.com.
Congratulations, Fezzy.
Thank you, David.
Beautiful.
Can I get that now?
Sure. Anthony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez, it's Anthony. Fez, I have an idea how you could save your deposit for the hall and still have a surprise party. What you do is you send an invitation out to everybody to go to a venue close by, like a restaurant or something. Mm-hmm. Then you take your mom to the hall, and then you say, like you said, nobody showed up, and then you tell her, well, let's go out for a coffee or something to drink at the other venue, and then you surprise her over there, and then after that, then everybody goes back to the hall and continue the festivities.
Whenever I hear anybody going and then, they just lose me.
Yeah, when they have to cross the street, when their old friends have to cross the street that many times, it's not a good plan.
We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.
With the Ron and Fez Show on a Thursday. If you ever want to find out what's going on with the Ron and Fez Show, you can check out the unofficial official website of Ron and Fez, ronfez.net. Ronnie, BeliefNet.com, they did a survey with people about going to hell and what some people believed in that.
Yes.
And they divvied it up between Protestants and Catholics and conservatives and liberals about what are your chances that you would go to hell. 46% of conservatives said there's not a chance they'll go to hell. 28% of liberals said there's not a chance of them going. The Protestants, more upbeat, 55% said that they won't go to hell, where 21% of Roman Catholics thought there was no chance of them being sent to Satan themselves.
Okay.
Also, 61% of men said they knew someone who was going to hell, compared to 50% of women said they know someone in their personal lives that are going to hell. And then also, for reasons of going to hell, Protestants believe more that people are going to hell because they don't have the right belief system, whereas 80% of Catholics believe it's because a person is just plain bad that's going to send them to hell.
So everybody disagrees on the hell issue.
Yeah, totally disagree in there. I don't think there's a very good chance I would go to hell.
Then why do you ever worry? Why do you worry about death?
Oh, I constantly worry about death. Just because I don't know. If I had been to death before and was familiar with it.
But a second ago, this is what's always funny about your belief system. You were just saying you don't think there's a chance you're going to hell.
Right.
So why worry about death? You worry about death a lot, right?
Oh, yeah, constantly.
What are you worried about? Going to heaven? You're petrified of being in the arms of sweet baby Jesus?
Just the unknown of it. The permanence of it always scares me about death.
What about the permanence of being here now? Just seems to be a permanent thing that, you're somewhere.
Yeah, but this always seems like, eventually you're going to die.
Right.
So, but once you're dead, there's no coming back to this. It's like once you're dead, you are over there.
Yeah, but you're on whatever line you're on. Eternity starts now, at least, if it hasn't been forever, right? So why worry? My thing is whatever happens is what's supposed to happen anyway. And if you died tomorrow, wouldn't you think that your life was pretty good if you took a step out?
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
So no regrets from this point.
Fez, wouldn't you believe that you're going to a better place? If you're not going to hell, you're believing you're going to a better place.
I mean, I could think I was going to a better place, but I would still be nervous about going to that better place. I could say, if I don't know what's going on in that better place, all I know is they say it's better. That's all I know. That's all the information I have.
Right. The point of the whole thing is there is no information, right?
Right.
Did you ask to be here?
No.
You have no choice. You just are existing, and then if you cease to exist, you cease to exist. If there's some kind of transference where you're existing on another level, that's what you'll do. Either way, it is as it should be.
I think it's the travel to the other world that worries me.
You are going to do it. Every living thing is going to do that, which means it is right. It is correct. It is the way things are. There is nothing to fear. It's already set up, and it's out of your control. You can't decide to live forever.
In the middle of the night is when it gets me the most. That whole I'm going to die thing. That's when it gets me the most.
Yes, you're going to die. It's not a matter of getting you.
That's not helping me.
But your thing is you want to get some other news that you're not going to die, or you want to get some news that there's a pie heaven. Whatever it happens, it doesn't really, it's not going to change. You don't have the faith to really believe, or you would be fine with it, right?
Right.
So whatever your faith, it's not 100%, and I see no problem with that. There's no reason to believe in anything. But what you can believe in is that whatever happens is supposed to happen. It is as natural as anything else. And even if that means you cease to exist, that is what was supposed to happen.
Now that seems like a concept that's hard to believe, that's hard to imagine. That whole just not exist, because you would picture yourself thinking, oh my gosh, I don't exist. And if you're thinking that, you're existing.
But here's the deal. You know that there's some village in China that's been there forever, right?
Right.
You've never been there.
Right.
Doesn't matter. It's kind of hard to think that they could do all this without it being part of you. It is something that you have. Right now, your feeling is that it takes you to make existence happen. That's where you are right now. That's why you can't believe not existing. But if you don't exist, what do you care? You weren't so scared during Roman times, were you? You didn't exist then.
No, I was fine for the Romans.
Thank you. You're going to be fine for whatever happens next. You'll just be gone. Psst, gone. That quick. Maybe it'll take you some time. Maybe you'll suffer in agony before you go.
No, and I also believe that your spirit moves, goes somewhere. You know, it's going to happen. You're going to die. I think that's just an inevitable thing. Right. But I believe that your spirit moves, I don't know if it's to another body or it's going somewhere better. I mean, I guess if you're...
Not necessarily does it have to be better. It could be worse. You could come back as a bug, but whatever, that's the fucking gimmick. That's the way of the universe. Whatever it is, that's the way. So it really doesn't matter to what you should be nervous about, Fez.
Uh-huh.
And worry about is, are you taking this time? Are you treating this moment and every moment as part of eternity? I think that's where people fuck up.
Yeah, if I could get myself focused on the present a little bit more.
Do you have any appreciation for being alive now?
Yeah, I have some.
Some.
Sure.
So why worry? You got nothing to worry about. Then you're doing it. You're doing it. You're existing. What's the problem? There's no problems at all. Sean, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I think my pal Fez is going to go straight to hell. because he doesn't trust that Jesus is going to take care of him when he dies. Baby Jesus is going to take care of him.
There is some things that I worry about you with that, Fez, because you did turn your back on your faith. And you did question your God. I worry about you more than I do most people. I worry about you more than I do Charles Manson. I think Charles Manson, at least he stuck to his guns.
You think I have a better chance of going to hell than Charles Manson?
Tiny bit. A tiny bit better chance. But what you've done, where your problems came in, there were spiritual sins. Where his were, let's face it, a retard with a cleaver. I think anybody could forgive that one.
Well, I didn't kill anyone.
Didn't you, Fez? In your own way? Kill your entire relationship? Here is Joe. Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering how many Muslims are going to hell. What percentage?
I don't know whether the Muslims have a hell. I think you could go to hell as a Muslim if you don't blow yourself up. Here's somebody who wants to teach you about death. It's the blowhard.
Hello, Ron and Fez.
Hey, blowhard.
Long time no speak, fellas. How you doing?
Good. What can we do for you today?
Fezzy, I just wanted you to know that as a Lutheran, fellow Lutheran, we should embrace death. It's a good thing. The Lord is calling us home to Jesus Christ, and when you have those nights when you can't sleep and you're tossing and turning and you're feeling lonely, think about your faith. Think about the Lord Jesus.
Drink the Lutheran Kool-Aid with blowhard. Both of you guys prove yourself to him.
Ronnie, it's very comforting that when you live in a world full of evil and pain and suffering, that we can turn to our faith to give us comfort in these desperate times.
See, that's always the thing that gets to me about people. They do not like the earth at all. And I think spiritually that the earth is important. It just seems like we're so ready to reject the physical
we
on
have
this
to
world.
walk in the flesh along with walking in the spirit, and you got to endure a lot of bad things in this life. But the big picture is, if you have your faith, when you're feeling down, Fezzy, and you think about death, it's just being called home to the Lord. That's all it is.
You're talking to him like he's an infant, though. He has big people worries. He's not 3 and trying to get back to sleep.
You say it's home, but I've never been there.
Yeah, but, I mean, if you don't have your faith, Fez, what else is there? You're just going to die in a box and that's it? There's always a purpose to the Fed. Fez has a plan. Basically, God has a plan for Fez.
No, Fez has a plan for God.
And, but you see, Fezzy, when you think about death all the time, that's just the evil spirits trying to corrupt you and trying to tempt you. When you're laying home alone, think about the Lutheran Jesus. Open up the Bible, Fezzy. It's comforting.
All right, Blowhard. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Guys, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
I can't imagine what they're trying to tempt me with.
I'm going to talk to a spiritual person here, the Radio Shark. Hey, Shark. How you doing, pal? Shark.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? You're on the air.
Oh, good. There's a theory about the universe that when the Big Bang happens and the universe came into being, that it's expanding. But they say that it's slowing down, and that eventually it will stop and reverse.
Right.
Meaning that everything that's come before us and after us and now will play in reverse again. And then it will go back to the Big Bang again and start over again. They said it could have happened thousands of times. Meaning we're going to have the same telephone call again. We're going to be talking about this and stuff in the past.
Right.
You pushing my truck. It's all going to happen again.
One of the theories there, Fez, is that because of the Big Bang and the kind of ripple effect, everything that you do is already predetermined. Every physical move is part of that ripple effect.
And he's done it before.
And we'll
do it in reverse.
Right. And figure it like it goes out, it comes back, it goes out, it comes back. As it's coming back in reverse, the theory is, and this could be happening now, we could be, like tomorrow you could wake up and it's what you perceive as yesterday and all the way through. You won't remember where you're going. You only remember the past, even though yesterday was the future.
And when they say if you arise from the grave, or when you're dead, like what the Bible says, it could be, because if you go in reverse, you're buried, you're going to come back out, and then you're going to get young again.
The only good part of that, of reliving the same life over and over.
Each other again, over and over again.
The real beauty of that is that once again, you'll get to fuck 15-year-old girls. And those of you who didn't, You blew it.
And your heart will break again? Sure. Yeah,
Sure.
everything.
You'll do the whole thing over and over. And if that's the truth, Fez, then that's fine. Because that's the way it's all supposed to be.
Because that's the eternity of it.
Whatever it is.
Now.
It is whatever it is.
It's pleasurable when you go back. But
It
if you're
just
mean and
means
evil,
that you
you're gonna
have
go back to
no...
it again.
Yeah. You have no choice in any of it.
So I have to learn to just ride these waves.
You're not
These
going.
ripples.
You're not going to, and you know it, and I know it.
I never
There was
will.
no reason to bring this subject up, was there? Because now, are you feeling nervous again?
Yeah, totally.
Why?
Because now I'm thinking about it.
But
and
why would you bring up a subject that's going to remake you nervous? And that when Blowhard was talking, you went away. You went somewhere in your head.
Yeah, I guess I'm always thinking there's going to be something out there, some phrase or something that just turns it around for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm cool with that.
Here's the
Yeah,
phrase.
but it doesn't happen.
Here's the phrase, brother. It just doesn't matter. Embrace that. Why would you be given some tougher road to pave than a butterfly or a muskrat, whatever? You're just all part of it. These people that think they're separated from God, that's between them and God. You don't feel God right here. You don't feel like you're are you part of the universe?
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck you got to worry about? You're part of the universe. There's a game going on and you're in it, brother. Just play it out. Play it out. What I'd rather see you do is trying for some jobs you don't want, asking for too much money. Keep something else inside your head rather than your fears. Jimmy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys, big ass card number 1701.
And let's keep that quiet, because there's been some
There's a transfer
talk.
station to the spirit world, and it's right in Fez's apartment. See ya!
See, now they're teasing you on purpose, Fez.
Teasing me about my ghost.
I'm more curious about this. Why bring up things that make you nervous? Nobody asked you to read that thing, and yet the moment that you read it, you felt, I saw it in your face, you were a wreck.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be interesting. I could learn something from it, and then it ended up just scaring me all over again.
Change the subject. Something you want to talk about. Something that's going to make you happy.
The gossip pages are saying that Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz have split up.
Does that matter if you're going to die one day? When you really think about you under dirt, you think it matters who's dating who above ground?
See, now I'm thinking about it again for some reason.
I wonder if we feel things under there. What if we know we're in a coffin?
Well, I hope not.
I think you do. My belief is you do.
It's going to be hot and sweaty.
And itchy. All right, so what were you bringing up, Fez? I was just teasing you a little.
Oh, that Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz have broken up after dating all these years. So these two are back out on the loose in Hollywood high school. And just wondering who you think they might hook up with next.
I have no idea. Does Cameron Diaz even still make films?
You know what? I haven't seen her have a movie come out forever.
And I know he tried to make a couple little films, and I don't know if they even got released.
He has a couple coming out this summer.
Oh, is that right? Smaller films, though, right?
Yeah, he did a couple indie movies.
Yeah.
I think he's got another CD coming out, too. With him, I can see Lindsay Lohan running to his door the minute she hears he's single.
Maybe he likes him older.
And I see Cameron Diaz going older this time. I would see Cameron Diaz getting out of the music world, going to acting, and hooking up with like a George Clooney.
I think it's a little out of her range. I see her with a Backstreet Boy.
She prefers him younger. I remember I saw her once in Soho. What was that guy's name? Jared Leto? And he was younger.
Yeah, I don't know why those people are always feeling like they can only date other people in show business. I think it's because it gets them in the gossip pages. I really do. Hey, Wade, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Yeah.
Hey, Fezzy, do you believe in reincarnation?
No, I'm not one for reincarnation.
Why?
I just always feel like it's one and done here.
Well, I was going to suggest a couple of books for you. There's a book out there called Children of the Light. It's doctors who have...
I got a song to suggest for you, Fez. It's called Children of the Sun, and I think you're going to love it. Do you ever go and read any spiritual things, Fez, that maybe can make you feel better about yourself? Are you on any kind of search?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've been reading some stuff like that. The church I go to now, the pastor there wrote some books, so I've been reading those.
But do you ever think of stepping outside of the religion you were raised with and looking just to see what other people... Doesn't mean that you have to believe it, but maybe you'll pick up one little thing.
There's one thing I'm really interested in is the Gnostic Gospels. Those are the Gospels that didn't make it into the Bible. Mm-hmm. So I've been checking out some stuff on them where it's more of not so much an afterlife as it is heaven is like a self-awareness thing, where it's more of a spiritual awakening than an actual physical, we go on to another dimension.
I'm giving you a wink there, Fezzy. I'm giving you a wink that maybe you're on to something. And have you listened to Children of the Sun?
No,
have you given that an opportunity to even check it out? That's one of the things you might... Listen, it's one of the things you might want to try for yourself.
Kind of spooky.
Bobby, you're on Ron and Fez. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah, hey, guys, how y'all doing?
Go ahead, pal.
Hello? Hey, Fezzy, I got that quote for you that might turn your life around, buddy.
Go ahead.
So be it, man. We're all going to die one day, so why not live it to the fullest, right?
All right, live like a biker, Fez. Live like a biker. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know who Timberlake is with?
Who's that?
Nelly Furtado.
Ugh.
He's right on her video. She's smoking.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't get all caught up in what the kids are doing. It just means nothing to me. It means nothing to me at all.
This Cameron Diaz, I could see her just taking a lot of time off. She seems like the type that'll cry on a pillow for a while.
I don't know if she's crying. I think she was running that deal. All right, Maury and Connie Chung, they lost their TV show. And I guess nobody watched this TV show. It was on MSNBC. But then she came out on the last show and did a song. Have you heard this yet, Fez?
No, I haven't heard this.
We got it right here. We picked it up from YouTube. Earl, give that a play. So apparently this is pretty controversial, and they think it may end any chance she has of ever going back and doing serious news.
Thanks for the memories. We came to do a show for very little dough. By little, I mean I could make more working on Skid Row. That's cable TV. Thanks for the memories. This half a year flew by. My Maury, what a guy. Instead of asking who's the daddy, he could talk Dubai. How stunned were we all. Maury would talk instead of listening, unaware of the concept of whispering. And when he did say the right thing, it was so rare. Why should I care? Thanks for the memories. The thing I love the most about hubby as co-host is all those other anchors were as dull as Melba toast. The sparks really flew. Oh. Thanks for the memories. Now that the show is through, I've got bigger things to do. But Maury is back weighing in. Fat babies, how taboo. He can't get enough. Thanks for the memories. As we come to a close, we say to friends and foes, thanks for tuning in to watch the con take on the pose. We thank you so
You see, Fez, there are things worse than death.
There really are. That sounds like the final breakdown for Connie Chung.
Has she had problems before? I mean, you say final breakdown. The career has sailed along pretty decently, right?
It's like nothing was ever the same after she lost that CBS News gig. It's like she never came back from that. We didn't see her for a while.
But it's not that she ever did anything stupid. I mean, maybe she had bad ratings, but she never was, other than Mary Maury, she hasn't done anything that got her in the gossip pages, was there?
No.
Yeah, so I found this a little more, instead of the final breakdown that you're used to, just really, I guess it was a joke that went wrong, but it was pretty hideous. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, my dog just killed itself.
Well, your dog is luckier than most.
He just shot himself in the head.
Well, that can happen, too. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Fezzy. I think your big problem is that you're looking toward religion for the answers, pal. There's a good book out there called Stumbling on Happiness, and it's all about the psychology about how to make yourself happy and not think about all this stuff that's depressing you.
What's
if that doesn't work, doesn't work, I say you go out, bang as many chicks as you can before you die.
If there was even one, I'd freak. What's the name of the book you want Fez to read?
The name of the book is called Stumbling on Happiness. It's a psychology book about how your brain works.
All right, Fez, there is a groundbreaking new book out right now called Baby Steps, and I'm going to get you a copy of that, and you can read it.
Baby Steps.
Yeah.
Baby Steps.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. What else is happening in the news, Fezzy girl?
Cindy Sheehan, she joined about 10,000 anti-American protesters in Vienna yesterday for President Bush's visit there.
Well, that's something new.
Also, a TV series featuring the two Coreys from the 80s teen films, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, is being shopped around to different networks.
Why have they waited so long to do this? If there's a movie with the two Coreys in it, everybody would watch it tomorrow.
They should have tried the TV show then, instead of waiting till Corey Haim got unbelievably heavyset.
That's even better. That is all part of it. I say they give him some kind of reality show, growing up Corey, and we're just forced to watch them, see what the hell they're doing.
So no network for this yet, but they're saying that the show is based on their real-life lives, where it's going to be Corey has the wife and kid, and Corey Feldman has the wife and kid, Corey Haim still single and bothering the other Corey.
This is going to be every scene. Shut up, Corey.
You shut up, Corey.
Shut up, Corey.
Shut up, Corey.
Shut up, Corey.
You shut up, Corey.
I love you, Corey.
I love you too, Corey.
Tony, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, it's Tony.
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I think Roseanne Barr could carry a tune better than Connie Chung.
Connie Chung was hideous. I have to give her that much. That was maybe the worst singing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and I don't even know. I wonder if there was an attempt there to try to stay in tune. Or to just torture Maury on his way out.
We'll be right back. Ron and Fez Show.
It's the Ron and Fez Show, XM 202.
Earl.
I don't want to do another 30 days because I want to break something right now.
EARL.
If I needed your advice, I'd ask you for it, but don't speak for me. Go, no go. I always say, get it confused. I'm not. No, you can quote the Bible, but you got to. You know what I mean? It's like if I went on to I don't know, go somewhere. I don't told you that. No, but that's the name. Do you get the point though?
Tight tongue. Whenever you're in town, you make me feel left down, girl.
And I told him, and I told this one, but it didn't even involve me. I told this when he was doing it. Like, song. I'm like, let's get started on. Let's get down to brass tacks. The second I hit was, you know what? Here, fine. Here we go. Ready? Fucking shoot aim Dave McDonald. I mean, that's You've seen me angry. You've seen me really angry. What ratio would you like to join me for dinner and a movie? I'm open to it. This would. And believe me, it's just it's like freaking Betty Rubble.
Don't. That's it, Earl. You blew it. Head back in. You may step down, Earl Douglas.
Oh, Lord.
What in the hell was that? Where did that song come from?
Mooch from Belfast.
Who?
Mooch.
Oh, Mooch.
Yes.
All right. I never even heard this song before.
I told you it was awful.
I didn't hear you tell me anything was awful.
I said the clips were great and the music was awful.
I thought you were saying you were awful.
And I was awful. Yes.
He says we got a song. I never heard him say it was awful. All right, Ron and Fez show, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. I don't know when they're going to be marching and partying in Miami, but it's time to do it. You know, nobody is bringing this up. When Pat O'Reilly took over the Heat, kicked Van Gundy out on the street, everybody acted like it was the worst move in sports. I think it's time the United States of America apologize to Pat Riley and say, you were right, we were wrong. Earl, where does this put him as all-time greatest coaches? It's got to put him right up there with the elite, right?
Oh, definitely. I think only Auerbach was better because he's done it with different teams, and he took a group of basically underachievers and really put them over the top. And again, he caught a lot of hell for this move too, because
absolutely,
a lot of people loved Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah,
who's got to be feeling awful now because he had that team.
And Van Gundy would have got him to the playoffs, and they would have been out during the playoffs. There's something the tough as nails about Riley. You got to give him that.
Yeah, mentally he just gets in their heads, and one of the things he does is when he knows he has a championship team, he'll hold a midnight practice the first day of camp, and his speech is, we're the first guys on the floor, and we're going to be the last ones to leave it.
I sort of look at him as like the Bill Parcells, though, of basketball, because they're both like master motivators.
Right.
But I'm not sure how great X's and O's guys they are.
You know where you look? In championships.
That is
in
true.
Championships is what's matter. Other than that, for a coach, nothing else matters.
I mean, that's true. It's just, you hear all the stories of Pat Riley. He puts his head in a bucket of ice water before games for some reason to motivate his guys. And
you know what I want? I want to see you with your head in I want to see 3 buckets of ice water every day when I walk in here. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Your team, Dave, the Dallas Mavericks, they're going to be back next year?
They're going to be back, and they're going to win it. No question about it.
Would you promise this now? If you're still with us next year,
right,
and that is a long shot, will you quit if the Mavericks do not win it all next year?
I can't say that.
Then I don't want to listen to anything that you have to say.
I'll quit. How about this? I'll quit for a week.
No. That's called a vacation. That does not bother us.
Will you quit when the Mavericks do?
Here's what they need to do is imagine the Mavericks if they had Steve Nash. Just get him back.
They're the ones who trade him away. I can imagine the Mavericks when they had Steve Nash. They had him. Although Steve Nash hasn't won a championship either. He's got those MVP rings. So you're not excited over Isaiah in New York?
I am pissed off as hell about Isaiah. And I'm not even a Knicks fan, I'm a Nets fan, but he's a piece of garbage. I'm sorry.
Let's go around any sport, throw it all together, greatest coach of all time.
In baseball, I would say it would be Casey Stengel. I would have to say it.
You're going back that far. Finally, you got some history about you. What do you say, Earl?
Greatest manager, you can make a case for Torrey.
Oh, please.
You can definitely make a case for
greatest
Torrey.
manager of all time.
Lasorda.
I would say maybe funniest, greatest, no. I'm going to go back to Delaware County's own Danny Murtaugh. Danny Murtaugh, who shocked the nation with the Pirates. All right, football. Greatest football coach, bar none, all time. Earl, who do you got?
That's easy, Lombardi.
I know that's the easy answer. Is it true, though?
The grandpa from the 49ers.
The grandpa from the 49ers.
White hair.
Bill Walsh?
Bill Walsh.
What makes him a grandpa for you?
White hair.
Out of all those guys, are grandfathers. Well, he's not grandpa. Fez, who do you got?
Give me Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, no way. No way. Jimmy Johnson over Bill Walsh?
It seems like you like roly-poly happy guys. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I've never said this before. Dave is right. Bill Walsh, all-time greatest football coach.
Lasorda and Jimmy Johnson always reminded me of those hotshot big mouths that I don't really like. You know, they're into...
Oh, they're talkers.
But they're almost... Tommy Lasorda's into him over the game of baseball.
Yeah, I know. He is a great after-dinner speaker. I don't know if he's one of the greatest coaches. I think he had as much fun as anybody, but I don't know if he's the best ever. Fez, where are we at now? Basketball.
Phil Jackson.
Ask Shaq if Phil Jackson's the best ever. He just said the other day, I'm playing for the best coach of all time and my favorite coach I've ever played for.
I would have to say Pat Riley.
Pat Riley, really?
I'll put Pat Riley up there.
I will go Jackson over Riley. Because Jackson came up with the triangle offense.
It's Red Auerbach. Again, look at the championships.
Tied.
The guy, and also, let's face it, he invented basketball. There was really no professional basketball.
But they're tied. You know, Auerbach and Phil Jackson are tied with 9 championships. If Phil gets one more title, would you say that Phil's better than Auerbach?
No, I'm not going to say that at all. Phil Jackson, I'd say he's top 5 all time. But you know what? If you would have had me coaching and Michael Jordan there, I honestly think I could have won the championship with Michael Jackson. Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, both together. But I really do think you got Jordan, you're going to win a championship.
Triangle offense, innovative.
Is it innovative or is it stupid? Did they run the triangle offense at the end of the game? And when they were in trouble, this year in the series, what happened to the triangle offense?
That's true.
Give it to Kobe. The fucking triangle offense is a waste of time. You and your fucking Hindu, whatever your little spiritual things are.
He's the Buddha of NBA coaches.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you look at like the Atlanta Hawks teams of the 1980s, they had Dominic Wilkins, prolific scorer, and a lot of great role players. They didn't get any championships. No triangle offense.
That's all it comes down to. Triangle offense for you. Hey, Thunderdick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what about, you talk about greatest football coach, what about Bear Bryant?
Bear Bryant, you didn't make it in the pros. If we're going to talk about college, his name would come up 6th or 7th. But to me, if you don't go into the pros, fuck it. Go have fun hanging around and picking out the best high school kids you can and giving them cars and pussy and steaks. Doesn't impress me. That's cheating to me.
Especially when, you're the big coach in a state that puts out high school football players, Alabama.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez. Joe, go ahead.
Hey, best football coach, Chuck Noll, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't even think was the greatest in the history of Pittsburgh.
He's pretty underrated, though. The caller's right.
I think he's rated exactly where he should be. As nothing. He is a drip from a faucet. Earl, am I wrong about this?
Yeah, you never really, when you mention the great Steeler teams, the last thing you mention is the coach.
I don't think he's ever even said a sentence.
Well, it's very curious that none of us mentioned Vince Lombardi, who is, some people consider like the godfather of all coaches in all sports.
Yes, he did. Earl did. Earl stood up for Vince Lombardi.
What?
I mean, to me, Vince Lombardi is almost a little too obvious to go to.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it away from Earl, but it's so much has been said about him. It's almost annoying. I'm at the point now where it's almost annoying. Marv, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, my favorite coach is me, Marv Levy, Buffalo Bills.
Marv Levy is, I think, the greatest coach in the history of the NFC because he got them 4 straight championships, and you got to love that.
Yeah, and he was also very good with Kansas City. He was a good coach, but he just could not win that big game.
It's so funny. I mean, if you really look at it, what it comes down to between being a legend and not being a legend, it's so close. It's unbelievably close.
It's Scott Norwood. That's his whole career. Because if they win that championship, I bet you they even win the second one.
You think they win the next 3? If Norwood hits that field goal,
I don't know about 3.
Maybe not that many, but certainly they would win. I would say 2 of 4.
But no matter what, they would have won 1. And everything else would have been forgotten about. You would never be calling them chokers because they put the ring up. That's the problem.
Tom Landry lost as many Super Bowls as he won, but everyone remembers him as a legendary
And Landry is a winner to most people. Bear Bryant the same way. He didn't have tons of championship, at least number 1, but he had. And you can't take that away. It stays with you forever, no matter what happens.
How many championships does Joe Paterno have? He only has
2,
right?
maybe 3 at the outside, I think.
And I would think...
And most of them came later. In the 60s and 70s, I don't know if he got any then, and that's where, most of his wins came from.
I think the last national championship he won was like in the early 80s. I remember Todd Blackledge was the quarterback. I think
over Miami, 85, I believe. And then I think he had one closer to that. But in the 60s and 70s, they would go undefeated and not win the championship. That's why college is fucked up. It's not a real championship. It's a beauty pageant.
Yeah, he had one that he should have had, but it went to Nebraska instead.
That was because of Nixon. I remember that. Because, didn't they? Nixon said Nebraska's the most formidable football team, and they gave it to him.
Tommy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, what about Tom Landry and Dick Shula of the 70s?
Well, Dick Shula,
of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Don Shula, sir.
Yeah.
Don Shula, I'm sorry.
Tom Landry cannot get a vote from me, and I'll give you 3 initials why, JFK. I'm not voting for someone who fucking helped the conspiracy from the grassy knoll. Shula, there was a time everybody would have called him the greatest of all time. It seems like that doesn't work like that anymore for him. It seems like it's the way he ended his career. I don't know what it is, but he's no longer remembered. Walsh is considered way more effective than him.
Yeah, it's like with Shula, he got tied into Marino, where it's like Marino went, so early to the Super Bowl in his career and should have gone back, should have won it, and it's like Shula's tied in with that somehow.
Shula also was the first to lose for the AFL. Don't forget about that.
And the only coach to have an undefeated team.
That's true, too.
The perfect team had him, and he had to switch quarterbacks up that year.
Too many valleys for Don Shula, though. You can't go 15 years with Dan Marino without winning a championship.
I blame that on a young gentleman from Pittsburgh by the name of Dan Marino. The guy's a loser. He came out of the gate a loser. He stayed a loser throughout his career. I actually, people acting like it said, I honestly think he played above his head. I can't believe he played as well as he can to stay in the league. That's what shocks me.
He also lost in the senior year. He lost the Cotton Bowl. He got shut out 9-0. Stunk up the joint.
Had bad glove commercials, too. I hated him for those
Were they
gloves.
isotomas or something?
Every Christmas.
So awful. Ryan, you're on Fez.
Hey, guys. First-time caller. I'd like to say Bill Belichick from his playoff record alone. Thank you. I'll take your comments off the air.
Ryan? You are onto something there. We should not be disregarding Belichick while we're throwing shit around.
If he gets one more, he might be the greatest coach of all time. One more, though.
How many does he have to get for you?
4.
He's got to get 4.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly how many. Jim, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I want to know who's the better coach, Ron Bennington of Team Bennington or Fez Whatley of Team Whatley?
It's a very good call. Right now, I'm off to an early lead. But I will say this. Earl is going through a period of illness lately that I believe is mixed with depression. And this is a total shoot. I'm worried about Earl. I'm worried about Earl hitting the wall right now. I'm worried if you're going to be a long-distance runner, Earl.
I feel fine today.
Okay.
I'm feeling pretty good for now.
They do have that new depression commercial on TV now. Where does depression hurt? Everywhere. And then they tell you it has physical symptoms as well as emotional.
Earl, are you on anything?
No, not at all.
Do me a favor. Go pick up whatever those people eat. What's the big drug, Fez?
Selects is a big one now. Zoloft.
Go pick up and eat a whole bottle of Zoloft. Don't put your finger down your throat and make yourself puke. Then come in here tomorrow, and I'll bet you'll be the happiest fucker alive. Crush up some and snort it.
Just one line or two?
As much as it takes. Put a little under your eyelid. That was my trick in the old days. Put a little under the eyelid. Let it slowly dissolve in.
You'll know when you're feeling better, Earl.
He's been down the hill since hash browns and pasta.
Someone needs to fix these phones so Ron and Fez can do their show. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Every fucking time they get something good going, the motherfucking telephones keep on blowing up. Why won't Wiki fix the telephones? Why won't Wiki? Why won't Wiki? How can you build a pyramid without the callers calling in? How can you give out a big-ass prize to losers like me who have no life? The Ron and Fez Show on XM Radio. Ron and Fez Show on XM Radio. Channel 202. Every fucking time they get something good going.
All right, now we were talking about coaches before you folks blew up the phones, and we thank you for that. You know, we never go out of our way to say thank you for blowing up the phones by calling in so much. I would like to see this done every once in a while. Take a coach out of one sport, force him into another. Is a guy does he happen to know the sport, or is it what you said about Pat Riley, that he can motivate men to compete at a level? Because let's face it, once you get to be a pro, there's not a whole hell of a lot about the sport that you're not going to learn every single place. It's got to be more about motivation.
So in other words, maybe like, could Bobby Knight run a football team?
And my feeling is that Bobby Knight would walk into a football team and have almost the same kind of success at the same level that he had in basketball.
You don't think the pros would get so sick of his constant beratement and that shit that he's able to pull on young guys?
First of all, if he does in college, he may have to be a college coach. But if you moved him over to start coaching college, the game changes, the strategy is going to change, the motivation factor would be exactly the same. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know it for a fact. I'd love to see the experiment done.
I think it would work just because of the case of by the time you get to be a head coach of a sport, you have the people underneath you that are doing so much of the stuff that motivation is probably 90% of your job at that point.
And also remember, most of these things comes down to the strategy of one or two plays at the end of the game, too. It's as can you pull that thing together at wet-ass time. Hey, Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, what about John Madden? You have to say his impact lasted well past his actual coaching days with the whole video game. The guy's
his video game, he didn't invent this video game. They just slapped his name on it. His thing is a broadcaster doing the games. That's where he got his real stuff. People don't even really remember him much with the Oakland Raiders. And when you see the tapes of it now, it's amazing to see how young he was then. He was a really young guy, 38, 39 years old. I think he was out of the game by the time he was 42.
Yeah, he went out very young, and just going into the Hall, I believe, this coming summer, this class that's going in.
Is he going in as a coach?
You know what? I don't know about that.
I think he is going in as a coach. I think he is.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how are you guys? You got to go best coach all time in any professional sport's got to be Scotty Bowman.
Well, that's, if you like people who slide, that's, what I mean? That's a sliding sport. And that's winter. Someday we'll talk about Winter Olympics.
I have no idea about any other coaches besides Scotty Bowman.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with. I'm just going to go Bobby Clark and leave it at that and hope everybody lets me through.
The whole thing with Madden was he almost didn't coach at all. He was like he only had three. What was that? He only had three rules.
First of all, did he coach or did he wear a fucking headset that was connected to the owner's box? Has anyone in fucking Oakland ever actually been the coach, or is it always the owner?
Well, that's true.
All right, what were his 3 rules? Stop the bus, I have to take a shit. Stop the bus, I want to eat. Don't put me on a plane. That's his 3 rules.
Wasn't there a let me wear my pants higher?
No, it was show up on time, listen to what I say, and play like heck on Sunday. Whatever else you do in between, I don't care.
And that's a Hall of Fame. All right, I'm going to say overrated now.
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ.
I like the way Mad would wear a tie with his short sleeve shirt. You don't see that look anymore. The tie and the short sleeve shirt.
You know, that's a very good point. For some reason, and you know, I like the old idea of a coach, of a man wearing an ill-fitted suit on the sidelines. I do not like to see these guys in these stupid fucking jerseys that match the team that they wear now. It's embarrassing. Like they're going golfing.
How about Belichick and his Flashdance sweatshirt and headband that he wears at every damn game?
Now, you don't think that man wouldn't look... Now, if you want to wear a suit, Fez, you cannot. They will not let you. Those guys are forced into those clothes.
Yeah, because everyone on the sidelines has to be matching the coach, too.
It's merchandising. If you're wondering why, this is all how corporate this thing has become. It's all about merchandising. Jamie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, you guys were talking about coaches who have coached 2 sports. What about Joe Gibbs?
Oh, God, I would love to have a day I didn't hear the name Joe Gibbs. I honestly would. If I could make it through 24 hours... and not hear the name Joe Gibbs.
Another season coming up where we hear that because of the off-season moves, this will be the Redskins' year.
Very well could be, Fezzy. I'd like to put Gibbs down. The guy does have 3 championships.
If he wins, he's the best coach ever.
And I had no idea that they were going to come back and be as good as they were at the end of the year last year. Knocking the Buccaneers out. How far did they go?
They went to the second round because they went up against Seattle and lost there before Seattle went to the championship game.
Much better year than I expected them to have. I will be rooting against them, but there is a possibility that he may win another Super Bowl ring.
If he were to win, that would be 4 Super Bowls with 4 different quarterbacks. Now that's awesome.
It's unbelievable. It's already unbelievable. And he is a guy that doesn't... I mean, down there, he's considered the greatest. But when people normally sit around and talk about all-time greatest coaches, his name never comes up.
No, it should. He would seem like he would be a great president. I mean, he's amazing.
I mean, I think... Oh, God.
What? I don't know.
How conservative
politics.
Are you? Take a fucking look at him.
I didn't know
what he looks like. He looks like Pat Robertson.
I'm not conservative. I didn't know his politics.
He seems like he'd make a great president.
Soft-spoken.
Laid down. Kevin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, we got a coach that wants to be our governor.
What's that?
Tom Osborne, Nebraska.
You know what? The state of Nebraska actually deserves him. They deserve him as a coach, a dull coach. Let him make a nice dull governor.
I think he already lost a run for Congress there.
Has anybody ever moved on and done anything big with their life besides coaching? Have they ever... run a company or something. For some reason, coaching has got big because CEOs see themselves as coaches.
Right. I don't know if a coach has ever gone on to anything other than opening a restaurant.
They do. Well, I guess those are corporations now. If you look at Shula, I don't know how many restaurants he has.
Yeah, he's probably got 30 to 50 around the country.
Here's Walter. You're on Fez.
Fez.
Yeah, buddy.
Have you been able to forget your feelings of doom?
Fez is a little afraid of death. He brought it up earlier. Now you're in a better mood. You're thinking about sports.
Yeah. Now it's out of my mind for now.
I'd like to see if some of these coaches could manage a band. I like to put them up against Irving Ozop, see what they do with themselves. Who do you think the greatest band manager all time is, Earl?
Peter Grant, Led Zeppelin.
Peter Grant, Led Zeppelin. You put him over, what's his name with you two?
Paul McGuinness?
Yeah, Paul McGuinness is like the new Peter Grant.
But Peter Grant changed the rules where he basically said to the promoters, "You're not taking the money, because the band always used to get the really bad end of the money."
Yeah.
He completely flipped that around, literally by force, because he was like 6'6" and 300 pounds. But he changed the business. He really got the band into merchandising, playing arenas, playing stadiums. He helped make it a business.
He ruined and destroyed everything we love about rock and roll. I know, Earl, you're saying he didn't invent the rainy day. He just has the best umbrella. But I disagree, my friend. I say the only thing that saved us was punk rock.
What about Epstein?
What about him?
Brian Epstein. Well,
I couldn't have fucking managed the Beatles. How easy was that? Now we'll put out bobbleheads. He made a fucking ass out of those guys. They are so lucky that their music was so great because the marketing was as cheesy as anything's ever been.
But the world wasn't ready for them to come at you in leather and stuff, and so he was the one who put them in suits so that they'd be more
cartoons,
fan friendly. Well, he put them in his cartoons as well.
Why wasn't the world ready? The world was ready for Elvis in leather. They didn't panic then, but they were worried for the killer, Mr. Jerry Lee Lewis.
4 Beatles, though. There was only, that would be multiplied by 4 different people on leather. I
think he made pussies out of those guys. I really do.
Took all the edge out of them, because you remember, like, the early Beatles, they were wearing leather jackets and jeans. They were hell-raising.
They looked like guys.
They were guys.
For a few moments, they looked like guys. And then suddenly, here comes Brian Epstein. Hello, everyone. Suits, boys. Suits.
He became Tom Hanks with the Wonders.
Billy, you're on Ron and Fez. Billy, go ahead, pal.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
What about Mike Holmgren? He brought the Packers to Super Bowl, and he got Seattle there last year.
Let me think. What happened last year? Oh, big loss. He wins that game. We're throwing his name in around like he's somebody. But you got to win it. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're going to sit around and bitch about the refs? I'll do it with you. But I can't put Holmgren up front. I can't do it.
And
I've got responsibilities.
And he's lost his last 2 Super Bowl appearances, too. He lost that second Packers Super Bowl.
And he won't clean up the fucking stash, and the hair looks crazy. I mean, let's face it, the guy goes through life looking like a maniac. I know he said he was in a band one time, but I can't believe it.
You have to look at him and say he can't get the job done in Seattle.
You're not allowed in this discussion if you have only 1 ring. Sorry.
What about Dick Vermeil?
Dick Vermeil?
Mm-hmm.
I know he's popular in Philly, but please.
Popular in Philly? Why is that? For losing a fucking Super Bowl?
Oh, well, isn't he like on a bunch of billboards for like health insurance and shit? They gravitate toward that guy.
You think people love health insurance agents? That's your idea? Do you think that the city themselves put that up, or some fucking advertising company? Dan, you're on Ron and Fez. We lost you, buddy. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, let's talk about all the reasons that Dave's wrong today.
Go ahead.
First of all, the triangle offense is Tex Winter, not Phil Jackson. Tex Winter's Phil Jackson's assistant. He's been doing it for...
What do you say to that, Dave?
Well, I mean, if
why
the guy's
give Phil Jackson everything?
If the guy's an assistant of Phil Jackson, he must have had some input with Tex Winters. And
yes, it was, yes, thank you. I'll make some copies and hand them out to the boys. Exactly. I can make copies.
Ultimately, it comes down to the head coach is running the triangle offense. Phil could have had his own ideas and said, no, Tex.
But he had none of his own ideas. So he goes, thank God, Tex. I don't know what else to do other than send everybody to one side of the court and let MJ score.
Then you have to take Bill Parcells out of our football coach conversation.
I will.
Because he won with Belichick.
I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it. Belichick rises above that piece of garbage.
No, but you also have to have the personnel to run the triangle offense as well. And, I mean, that pretty much goes with any championship team. It boils down to the personnel. You could have, I mean, if that theory held up with you, Dave, Gene Mark is a great manager. I mean, it's one of the greatest of all time.
Actually, I am going to say Gene Mark is one of the greatest of all time. Anybody who knows baseball always say he's got one of the better minds in baseball. All right, who is the best coach with the worst? What is the worst championship team ever to win a title? Because the guy running that team may be the best coach.
I would say the Ravens with Brian Billick. The worst team to win a championship.
Almost a hell of a defense. The defense was maybe the greatest of all time, though, that year. What did they hold the guys to? 10 or 11 points a game?
Yeah. Yeah, but just non-existent offense whatsoever.
Yeah, but you get 2 breaks during the game, and a defense that scores, you're going to pick up the championship. So many of these things now are done on defense.
Yeah, that was number one defense. For me, and I hate to say this because I don't like the guy, but Tommy Lasorda in 1988, Dodgers over that powerhouse of the A's.
That's a real good one.
Canseco, McGuire, plus Dave Stewart, Cy Young Award winner. How the fuck did the Dodgers beat the A's that year?
Miracle.
It was a miracle.
Yeah, it was a miracle.
I would say the St. Louis Rams. Because they got their asses kicked that second half against the Titans, and the Titans were driving. They just ran out of time, and they were yards short from winning.
There was so much talent on that team. There was so much speed. There was a hell of a lot of speed on that team. Here is Ryan. Ryan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah, buddy boy.
Best coach ever, Red Auerbach, 8 straight championships.
Yeah, it is pretty damn phenomenal.
No other team had the depth, though. He had Cousy. He had Bill Russell. He had then Havlicek came in. I mean,
you're not going to win 8 in a row without talent. You're going to have talent. Part of the thing too is to find the talent and bring it together.
I mean, it was like 11 and 13 years and something like that. And also, think about this: he brought in black players to Boston in the mid 50s and 60s and made it work.
You know, that's the thing that always comes up about baseball that gets on my nerves. As somehow fucking Branch Rickey is somehow a genius or smart for the fact of going there. It just gets on my nerves.
Well, it's 1947, Mr. B. I mean,
so what? But at that time, they're acting like, oh, could Jackie Robinson play in the Negro Leagues? The Yankees would go across fucking town and get the shit kicked out of them by those guys. I mean, what is so fucking hard about getting the best guy out of another league and bringing him over? How's that even? Why would you even have to think about that for a second?
Yeah, I mean, and everyone argues that Jackie wasn't even the best player. He was just the one. They were looking for a certain character, a certain temperament, a certain aura about him, because everyone knew Josh Gibson was the best player, but he had so many problems off the field.
Here's the thing, Earl. Did he sell those guys out by going over to play, though? Did he sell out the owners that took care of those guys all those years?
That's a good question.
But
I think it was inevitable, but either the leagues were going to merge or something like what we have now was going to happen.
All right, but here's the strange thing about that. At that time, you had something that you really don't have today. Black owners.
Yeah.
There were black owners in that league.
Baseball was the second biggest black-owned industry in America.
Why wouldn't they go, yes, forget about getting Jackie Robinson, you can bring in some of these teams. And then the owners are able to do it.
Didn't that guy, the Cleveland owner, he wanted to trade all of the Cleveland Indians and then put in an entire black roster, and they wouldn't let him do it. Like, the commissioner wouldn't let him do it. I forget the guy's name.
Bill Veeck?
Bill Veeck, in spring training, wanted to trade in the entire white Cleveland Indians.
So it looked like Ghana suddenly comes out. By the way, Ghana's calling themselves the Black Stars. And I kid you not, because I guess there's a black star in their but it looks like they're the Globetrotters. They're the Globetrotters of soccer.
But that was a real story, or a real rumored story.
But, you know, when you really think about it, what was such a big deal about, well, I'm going to do something different, something crazy that'll help the world. I'm going to bring a great ball player to Brooklyn. Who would not want Jackie Robinson on the team? What is so difficult about that?
Or Willie Mays, or Aaron, or the Satchel
What's
Paige.
so fucking hard about that? I'm going to do something different, something that's going to make me a great man. I'm going to bring someone to my team that can win a championship for me. How the fuck is that? He did his job. How you blew Satchel Paige is what you really need to be talking about. Why didn't you bring him in at the same time?
I just think that 1947, though, was a pioneering move.
Because not in football. There was football. They had basketball. They had black guys. Boxing had black guys. What's so fucking pure about baseball that they acted like, well, they can beat us in every other sport, but I don't think they're ever going to be able to beat us in baseball. It's insane to even think about.
I never understood why, like, they would let Cuban guys who would be darker than Jackie Robinson in their sport, like
accents. But don't you agree with me? Why didn't the world tip on its side when Joe Louis became champ?
Right.
Or Jack Johnson, even gone back decades before that. Why would they even act like, I wonder if these black guys can beat us? play with us. The guys that beat us 17-0 when we crossed town the other day?
Actually, when Jack Johnson won heavyweight title, there were race riots. The whites rioted.
Yeah, and then he had to start defending his title down in Mexico.
In Cuba and other places.
Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
The worst Super Bowl champions of all time, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had Gruden. Gruden knew what the fucking Raiders were going to do the whole fucking time.
Yeah, I mean, there was that little thing that they had there, but there was a hell of a defense playing in Tampa then.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there was no offense, but and their defense wasn't as good as Baltimore's that year, but it was a damn good defense.
And the offense was able to put together some Super Bowl points.
One more thing.
But against the team that he knew, is what he's saying is you had a coach who basically just walked out of one locker room and into the other. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yesterday you was pissed off at Dave, and you smacked the shit out of him. Can you smack the shit out of him one more time?
No, I will not hit him today.
Oh, come on.
No, this is a whole new Ron. What were they calling it, Freg? Is that guy, Gary, as a joke, came up with the name? Which is, if he calls us, we should send him into the big-ass pride closet. Fred is the name of the show when we all start to talk. This is a Fred session right now. It's where it's all gone down. And yes, Earl is going to say some conservative things, and Dave is going to say some ridiculous things. That's what they do.
I love Fred shows. They're so less painful than non-Fred shows.
What's that mean? Less painful?
Getting slapped.
Yeah.
Physically.
Alvin, you're on, I thought you meant for the listener. Alvin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
Earl, how y'all doing?
Good.
I think the worst championship team would have to be Joe Namath's Jets.
Again, you had a terrific defense. Joe Namath was in his prime. There was great receivers.
Unbelievable defense. They held a very good Baltimore offense to 7 points.
And when we're talking about greatest coaches of all time, you got to throw Weeb in there. He was not the best, but if you're making a top 10 list, his name is probably going to pop up.
But how Shula didn't start Johnny U is beyond us, or at least get him in there. Before, I think he only put him in during the fourth quarter.
I think they were in shock. I think they were fucking completely in shock with that game. I don't think they knew what hit them.
Yeah, and they said the early throws that Unitas made in that game, they were like helicopters. They were all wobbly and everything. He was banged up. He shouldn't have been playing.
He led him to their only score of the game, though.
Yeah, in hindsight, all that stuff works. You weren't there.
Well, I should have been. Fuck Don Shula.
You wouldn't have said that to him if you were there.
Now we'd all be eating at Eastside Dave's Steakhouse. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I got one for you. It's the best coach to never win shit. Buddy Ryan.
Some people put him together with the best defense of all time. I never thought Buddy Ryan, that head coach thing, there was something about his personality that just couldn't have put it together. Although he's a guy who's very successful, I guess, in the horse breeding business. So he is a guy who found some success outside sports.
And they said when he was a head coach, if you were an offensive player, you didn't even exist in his universe.
Yeah, he couldn't stand. He didn't want to look at you.
He didn't want to.
There's a lot of coaches like that with the defense, where they'll only care about the offense. They got their own specialty.
I remember when he punched Kevin Gilbride. He punched out his offensive coordinator on national television.
Don, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Quick question. Who out of all the professional coaches do you think would have made the best pro wrestling heel manager, and why?
Well, Ditka, I think, would have been perfect running something like that. I could have seen him with the Four Horsemen.
I would have liked to seen Bill Cowher walk Sergeant Slaughter out to the ring. It would have looked like twins at that point.
I would say Buddy Ryan. He would have been a great heel manager. You get thrown out into the ring, he gives you a little cheap shot in the gut.
Buddy Ryan was kind of Bobby the Brain because he was quick and he was funny.
That Sam Weish of the Cincinnati Bengals, 88, always seemed like a real dick to me, and he would be great, screaming at people and stuff.
Sam Weish was one odd guy. And it's hard to remember now just how popular he was because he was huge for a while.
Yeah.
He was like the most popular coach, and then he went down to Tampa, made a wreck out of himself, and you never saw him again.
Yeah, I don't even think he tried coaching anything again. I think he ended up in the booth in Buffalo.
I don't know. He was doing a little TV work, but that didn't work out too well either.
He can't do any more TV work because one of his vocal cords is paralyzed. Because he had some operation, and the doctor actually went too close to his vocal cord.
Fucked it up?
And fucked it up. So it's weird because it's basically like him talking in mono. Like, you hear him, but it's only one vocal
Do an impression.
Cord.
That's not mono. It's just coming from one side. I'll be like this. Sam Weiss is here with us today. Sam, what have you been up to lately?
I had a great run in 1988.
I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my headphones. I'm only picking you up on the right channel. Go ahead, Sam.
We had Icky Woods.
Can somebody fix these? I'm only picking them up on the right channel.
These are broken, too.
Pat, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing today, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Great topic. I was going to scold Eastside Dave about Tex Winter. He wrote that book probably about 40 years ago on the triple post offense. But then you guys started talking about the Bills and Marv Levy, and lived and died with that team for about 25 years now.
Pat, I'm so sorry.
Even if they would have won that first one, they were up against much better teams in the next three. They would have got rolled either way.
I am sorry. I had no idea you were a Buffalo Bills fan. It's what your life has just been a horror show. It's just terrible.
I'm fairly suicidal come September just about every year.
I would have rather had my team in the cellar year after year than go through the 4-year stretch of what you went through. Fez and I have a friend. He would fly out to the games. He would love it every year. He's a shell of the man right now, Ross Rebeck. He's a shell of the man. Sometimes he's just speaking gibberish, and he's just mentioning people from the lineup. It's sad.
Does he just say to himself, wide left?
A popular opinion that the sports hacks have up here is they like to comfort themselves by saying that they would rather have gone to 4 and lost than won the first one and not gone to the next 3 or lost the next 3.
I got news for you, Pat.
Give me that one ring, man. That's all.
The one makes all the difference in the world. One championship, and I believe it or not, in some sports it can last you a lifetime. It can last you a lifetime. To get close and to not get it, it's unbelievable.
I totally agree with you. I would rather have a team that consistently sucks and never makes the playoffs than one of those teams that gets it through first round, second round, and then out, and on a yearly basis.
Right. Here's another way of putting it. Would you rather bang a pig and fuck her like the animal that she is, or be with the most beautiful woman in the world, but you get limp dick on that one single occasion? Now, you're rubbing around in it. You know what she smells like. You know what she tastes like. You get no cum out of it. Or you bang a disgusting pig on the floor.
Pig, 100%.
Oink, oink.
See, that is the thing. Who wants to... and that's what it's like to lose a championship. Suddenly come up with limp dick. Now, if you get to the second try next year and you bang the hell out of her, yes, it is worth that terrible pain that you went through. Otherwise, you're better off being with an animal. And when I say pig, I mean actually a woman with a snout. That you'll have a fucking snout and a curly tail. Here's Scott. Scott, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Ron, I wanted to ask you about Mike McCormick from the 70s.
You know, bro, you gotta win, bro. You gotta win them. Other than that, I got no time for you. You gotta win.
What's the worst movie to ever win a Best Picture Oscar?
Crash from last year is as bad as any film has ever been. As bad as any film has ever been. Forrest Gump, and I'm going to say this to all you retards lovers out there, it's fucking horrible. The fucking moral of is that it's better to go through life stupid and dickless, and that somehow makes you good. You're going to pick that over Pulp Fiction? That's fucking red state thinking. Don't get caught up in it. But I don't know if I've ever seen anything as bad as Crash. It's just horrible.
I don't think Titanic has any legs whatsoever. I think in 20 years, if we watch Titanic, we will say, how is this movie an Oscar winner? It's boring as hell for 2 hours.
It's not only an Oscar winner, bro. It's the biggest film of all time by far. It's got like 6... If you made $600,000 in a film, you'd be happy. You got to go from the second biggest thing. You'd have to add an extra $600 million.
Jesus,
it's unbelievable how big this film is. Maybe my hope is Superman beats it, and then we stop talking about Titanic ever again.
Worst Oscar winner, easily. Ordinary People. Unwatchable. It beat Raging Bull. Unwatchable film.
I got another one for you that beat Dances with Wolves. That fucking dull piece of garbage is going to beat Goodfellas. I can't even if I even start to get into this, I'll become furious.
Wait, who is the chick who plays the Indian that Costner then hooks up with?
Is that Two Boots? Her name is.
No, but they take like a total white person and make her an Indian. And
well, she was captured as a white child.
Well, that whole plot was so confusing. It was terrible.
They didn't want to have him make out with an Indian. That would have fucking freaked out people in the middle of the country. They had to act like, oh, she seems like an Indian, but she's as white as your mother. And then everybody can relax a little bit.
But she did look like a woman from the 1990s who happened to be sitting in a teepee in an Indian suit.
Yeah. And Kevin Costner always looks like he's from the 1990s. He's the worst. And you know what's another bad movie? Gandhi. Try watching that. I swear, you will make it through the first 25 minutes.
I've watched Gandhi. You know what it beat? It beat E.T. That's the fucking amazing thing. It beats E.T.
And did it also beat Raging Bull?
No, Raging Bull can't be up every fucking year, Dave. Raging Bull goes up 1 year. Your partner, Earl, gave us that. That was 81. The other one was 83.
Oh.
You want to learn a little something about the film business before you come in here? Yelling out about the tri-corner fucking offense that makes no sense? I would just want to get a fun fact out of you, Radiohead.
Well, Star Wars was nominated in 1977.
Try watching that now. I dare anybody. Here's Nick. Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I was going to talk about Bobby Cox, Atlanta Braves, for a team that goes to the playoffs a lot, that once was good, that's now slid off to just making the playoffs and never get no further.
Let me tell you something. I would love to see the Atlanta Braves leave Atlanta, go to a place that appreciates them, and I believe with the right fan base, that team would have won another 7-8 championships. I blame it on the city of Atlanta.
They drive me crazy. Every year you watch a playoff game, and there's empty seats at a Major League Baseball playoff game. I'm like, have you no shame?
I went there, got tickets, 93 in the fifth fucking row. Fifth row! Was able to walk up and get it. Sit behind the dugout. Do you know that they play that stupid chant over the loudspeaker?
The tomahawk chop?
The tomahawk chop thing gets played over the loudspeaker.
That's not natural.
No. I hopped up and started screaming, "It's a lie!" Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Worst movie. I don't even know what it beat out. Worst movie to win an Academy Award ever was Chariots of Fire. That fucking sucked.
It's an awful film.
Ugh.
It's an awful English film. I have a lot of trouble with the English period pieces. I don't mind an English gangster film. I don't even mind like an English fun comedy. I don't like when they start to be all stuffy and sitting around in itchy clothes.
So then you couldn't have been a fan of another Oscar winner, English Patient.
Hated it.
It was terrible.
I went to see it, and I felt like my brain was being operated on. I felt like there was somebody that had split my head open and was starting to operate on my brain.
Beat Fargo. That's my fun fact, Mr. B. It beat Fargo. Disgrace.
It is disgraceful. Fargo is a great film. Steve, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I don't know what this movie won. I want to see what you guys thought about it. Braveheart, one of my favorite movies.
I think it was an Oscar-winning film, and it was a fine film.
That was Strathaven.
Yeah. I like Braveheart quite a bit, Fez.
I like Braveheart, yeah, definitely. I would throw Lord of the Rings, though, in there as one of the worst Oscar winners.
No, I give them total credit. They waited till, and I'm not a fan of any of those, but the people that are stayed with that for 3 films. He didn't pull a George Lucas on them. And from what I understand, it keeps getting better and better. It means nothing to me because I'm an adult. I don't like watch fantasy things with dragons and toads and all kinds of happy things. But I give that guy a lot of credit.
Those movies are absolutely magical. And you should give them another try, Mr.
But have you watched King Kong?
It's a piece of garbage.
Thank you.
But the Lord of the Rings, you got elves and magic wands and wizards. It's really great stuff.
Jacob, you're on Ron and Fez.
What about Shakespeare in Love beating Saving Private Ryan?
Saving Private Ryan was an awful, awful film. It really was bad. Yes, the first 20 minutes were unbelievable. Great. But the story that they set up, Tom Hanks and the fake faded flags, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, and that's what people remember is that first 20 minutes of it. I think.
I say that film was like watching Forrest Gump in World War II. I still see Forrest Gump walking around being in battle. Just drives me nuts.
Love that movie.
What?
Private Ryan.
Keith, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I want to know how Dave thinks Dances with Wolves has the most confusing plot ever.
There's a white woman. Is she an Indian?
No, she was captured as a child. They tell the whole story. And she was raised by the Indians.
Why would her skin pigment change and all of a sudden she has like thick black hair like an Indian would have? Like your physical attributes wouldn't change if you got adopted by someone. She looks like an Indian.
Well, she's dressed like and raised by them.
But she gets tanner and has thick black hair.
We don't know anything that happened there.
I don't think she was I don't think there was a reddish complexion to her or anything.
Yeah, watch it. It's like she's a mutant.
James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I think one of the worst ones is the piano with Holly Hunter, except for when she was banging Harvey Keitel.
James, you don't need to be watching Harvey Keitel films. You're a fucking embarrassment. I'm not going to sit around and have people run down Harvey Keitel movies. I'm not going to put up with it, Earl. You know why? I've done this job too long to have people sit here and say disparaging remarks about a brilliant man like Harvey Keitel. I'll fucking walk out first. This will be the last show before I sit here and let this go down. Why don't we attack Mean Streets, Earl? Why don't we make fun of Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs? What the hell's going on? That I'm hearing people saying something about Harvey Keitel. What kind of world is this?
I forgot a little movie called Blue Collar.
It's insane! It's insane! I'm ending the show now. Rather than listen to this kind of garbage, I'm going to end the show early. We're not doing a fourth hour today. You want to know why? Blame the last fucking phone caller who attacked Mr. Harvey Keitel. He blew it for everybody. Maybe I won't even start the O&A best of. Maybe I'll just fucking turn off the whole thing. Maybe I'll cut off all the channels. You won't hear anything. Nobody gets to listen to a damn thing. You sit there in silence and wait for tomorrow.
Ronnie. Fezzy. The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.